Standing by.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Complete.
The multi-dimensional portal is open. Konnichigen, it's your favorite superstar, the multi-dimensional Dajigen Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in VTuber idol form for your entertainment. Now, first I need to say something, I need to say an elephant out of the room right now. There's some work being done in the background, so you may hear noises related to that. Hopefully you don't hear too much of that, but you may hear some voices in the background saying something, and maybe at one of those points it will be to me. But you may hear that, and or you may also hear the noises happening in the background right now. So I just want to get that out of the way, alright? So with that being said, happy Saturday/Sunday, again as always depending on your time zone. It always depends, right? But for me, yes, it's still Saturday night! We're actually streaming on a Saturday night. But hey, we had Dungeons & Dragons earlier on morning my time. Now it's an evening of Final Fantasy XIV, and it's getting to be climactic. Because, as we saw yesterday, we're getting into very climactic points of the story. And I actually took a look, because I wanted to really gauge, without any major spoilers, but I did get a look into the list of remaining ARR quests, just to see how close we are to the end right there. And yes, we are indeed reaching the end of ARR MSQ right there, as we're saying in the title of the stream. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because I don't think today we're actually gonna reach the end of it. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time for that, especially if I have to... I may have to excuse myself, I forgot to say this at first actually. I may have to excuse myself for a moment just to check on something on the maintenance being done in the background. But apart from that, we are close, but we're not close enough to finish it today. I am feeling though, like I may go haywire today and actually go for as long as it takes to finish it, but, well... It's at level 46 and it goes all the way to level 50, like, it's gonna be a long one. Like, 4 levels is what it looks like on the surface, but it's not just about the levels. I did see that after a Realm Reborn, after we have the final quest at level 50 in ARR right there, there's also going to be something else that's still the vanilla content, that's part of a patch that is all level 50 exclusively. So that's another story, but... the point would be to reach a certain quest that is like the climax of the first part of ARR, I guess you could say. So we could go for that. And I already know the name of the quest. I'm not even saying the name of the quest because already that could be a spoiler. I mean, well, no, I think I could say the name of it actually. It's the ultimate weapon. And given what we saw yesterday, it's not really like a major spoiler or anything like that. Hold on. Let me take a look at... What was I looking at? Main scenario quests. So... Oh, and you know what I'm just seeing right now? There's actually an exclusive quest chain for every place. There's a... Oh, that's like... That is incentive to create a new character and take each of them at least to level 15. Because there's a quest chain for each of the starting places. Limsa, Luminsa, Gridania, Ulta. Oh, yes, okay. Well, I'm getting distracted here, but yeah. The ultimate weapon. I see that that's indeed a dungeon, or a duty. And well, based on the name, I can guess what's gonna happen in it, but it looks to be the last quest, so it would be reaching that point. I noticed that it says that after that, 7th Astral Era quests. Patch 2.1 A Realm Awoken. ARA, you might say. And yeah, those are, after that, I'm getting a few spoilers from seeing who you get a quest from. Oh, but actually, no, we're not at level 46, we're level 44. Level 46 is the level I am, not the level the quests are. And actually, I think we're at 47, but I digress. So yes, indeed. It's gonna be very eventful one way or another, but hey, if we don't finish them today, we still have something we have a great resolution to look forward to for next week, honestly. Oh, and also, this reminds me, we are gonna hit the point in which remind me if I forget later, because in about 2 hours or so, the gold saucer is gonna reset the lottery, so we're gonna need to reset that. Remind me, because you know how forgetful I can be. Anyway, with all that being said, let's tell a Final Fantasy XIV story. Yeah, we can pause the music like when the game actually starts by itself. Oh, but it's so exciting though. It's so exciting to know how close I am to the end in this case. No, honestly, I don't think we're gonna reach the end, because each of those quests, like, they're so important that I get the feeling that each of them is gonna take their own time, in its own way. In its own way. So it's another story entirely. No pun intended. Because, you know, these are stories and everything. And now that I'm seeing it all come together like this at the end, I am not feeling that regretful about not doing the side quests anymore. I think it's okay if we, like, do them another time, so to speak. But here's the thing. Once I finish everything in A Realm Reborn, what will happen? This might be worth doing as a poll. Should I go back and do every single one of the side quests? That one is gonna take a minute. But, or should I continue just onward with Heaven's Sword? And then, provided I get a subscription and everything, I continue on with the rest of the expansions and stuff like that. As much as I love the game, I'm really not playing it off the stream, at least not for this type of content. I go into the Gold Saucer to get tickets and such. Funny enough, I'm not even like doing anything else in the Gold Saucer, so I'm just like farming up those tickets. They're just gathering there as a bank. And eventually I'm just gonna cash them in very nicely, right? But, well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. So I should actually be right in the area where we left off yesterday. I haven't logged in at all since then. And yeah, again, I think, oh yeah, and here we are. At the headquarters for the superstars of the 7th dimension, or the science of the 7th dawn. It's great though, because it keeps the same alliteration, you see? Let's talk to each and every one of them. Gaius may have called it a weapon of ancient Alag, but I saw extensive Magitech modifications. The ultimate weapon indeed. An imperial castrum. 'Twas to be expected, I suppose. Alright, let's do this. Let's go and rescue Minfilia and the others. Indeed. So yes, we are starting it at an exciting point already, because the rescue mission is about to happen. I think that's what's about to happen. So as long as we're not getting into any dungeons right now, it will probably be fine, because again, there may be a moment in which I need to like just excuse myself for a moment. Whoa! This is looking like. I'm taking a look at the Imperials right here. They're intimidating looking armor. They're cool looking armor, I should say. Darth Vader-like. And, or at least one of them is reminiscent of Vader, right? But the others, yeah, a little bit of a different thing, but Castrum Sentry. And we are indeed going in deep into the base. Also, I think I forgot to equip something last time, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Not so different than what I was wearing last time, but okay. A red outfit here. I could look better, I could look worse. Well, one thing that I like about this in a way is that it's sort of giving Jester vibes. Jester-ish sort of vibes. Yes, I'm kind of a red mage in this case. Like this. Still some 3 levels to go before I'm able to get the level 50 Black Mage quest, and I get the feeling I'm gonna finish the main story, the main scenario, before I finish that final Black Mage quest. But what do you think? This actually kind of comes together nicely with... Well, no, actually, no. Let's take off the headgear like this. It looks fine like this, too. It's just kind of... It would look fine if the colors were different, I think. It would look a little bit better. But alright. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Kaiden. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defenses of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that Castrum Sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy. And if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portelaine of House Durandare. He's stationed at the Observatorium in Kurthas. Let us go to him and besiege his aid. Last time I tried to get help at the Observatorium, which is a place that is going to be meaningful to me in the future, they weren't exactly very friendly to me. And Lord Portelaine may be somebody I spoke to already, but we'll see how this goes. Y'shtola may have more influence. This place still feels so abandoned, so hollow compared to how it used to be. But there shouldn't be any more bodies around here, right? No. It's all still in a state of disrepair, but there's nobody around. It both makes it better and makes it worse. Better because, you know, there's no corpses of people that we knew before. And worse because, well, it all feels so abandoned, but we're rebuilding. We'll never forget them. Well, I forgot their names, but I'll never forget. I'll never forget them. Phyrexia was the forest creature, right? I forget names, sorry. I'm terrible at names like that. But yes, let us go to Western Thanalan. I think I could have teleported, like, before that in some other way, but that's okay. Taking a while to load here. Yeah, like, now in this lighting... What time is it right now? It's nighttime, okay. Yeah, like, in the bigger lighting, it kind of looks better, it kind of looks worse. And I'm talking about my outfit, by the way. Just a little bit of a difference in the colors, maybe. That's all. But alright. We're back all the way to Kurthas. Around the Observatorium. Camp Dragonhead is where we go. We can teleport just to the... Yeah, okay. I might be able to Chocobo there, I mean... Yeah, it would probably be better to just use a Chocobo to get there. So I don't have to avoid any aggro or whatever. That would probably be better. But yeah, you know, if you were there earlier for Dungeons & Dragons with Alan and company, Alan, Gaia, Tsumi, Xilion, Vermilion, and myself, I hope it was fun. You know, the maintenance work that's happening in the background actually kind of came out of nowhere in the middle of the session. So I was kind of not able to speak as much because I had to like try not to have that in the background. And it was like I had to excuse myself for a few moments. You were not seeing that, but in the Discord chat I was saying, you know, BRB, and I was back later. So there was that. Where's the Chocobo Keep? So it's been an all-day affair. It's been a busy day in many ways. I mean, I already felt like it was gonna be a busy day. We're going to the Observatorium, right? 1 minute, 60 gil. I don't know if I'm ever gonna activate the Chocobo music again. I wish I could activate it for like Chocobo travel? Fast travel like this? But not for my actual Chocobo that I ride on the field, that I myself ride manually, if you will. I think that was also somebody else on a Chocobo like that. But yeah. So it was a little bit different, like, at the very end of the session, because it went on for a little longer than I expected. I was like, my attention was in multiple places at once. I was sort of trying my best to pay attention to what Alan was saying, because he was like, talking about a character that seems to be important. But I remember Ophelia who seems to have angel wings, well, although Sumi was the only one that saw that. So I need to remember that. I was not the one that saw that. I didn't see that. You know, sometimes metagaming happens accidentally. It's just something you have to realize. You gotta try to be careful with that. You're like, oh yeah, this person might be an angel. They had like 6 angelic wings on the back, but you weren't actually the one that saw that. So your character shouldn't know that. You shouldn't know that, depending on how you want to say it. And well, in this case, I feel like I should say we, instead of saying my character, because it's an isekai. Is my experience being isekai'd with the other 4 together? As who I am, as the VTuber I am. The sentient star cluster. Tajigen. Tajigen Kaiden for your entertainment. And all of that good stuff. And well, sentient star cluster is not something I should say. I should just be saying star cluster because star clusters, stars, every single one of them is sentient. But this is not a fact that is known to most of my audience, I feel. So I have to say sentient first. Intelligent, sentient. Whichever word fits better. Sometimes I wonder if I'm using the term sentient correctly. Well, in this case, I guess I am, but like, I think sentient just means that the creature is able to feel and have some basic thoughts. So an animal is sentient. A rock, an object, is not sentient. Most of the time, at least. But then what's the distinction, right? Between a dog and a human being? The word intelligence, but sometimes it's not really said to be like that. And then if we're talking about D&D, intelligence is an entirely different thing, maybe. My intelligence modifier is actually -1. -1 in the campaign, but my wisdom modifier is a much, much higher thing. I would say that's kind of accurate. I will say, this is not a humble brag or some sort of weird flex or whatever, but I have been called intelligent. I have been called smart. But honestly, sometimes I feel like such a dumb airhead. I feel like maybe it's more about a wisdom thing than an intelligence thing. Than a brains as being smart sort of thing. Yeah, actually, there's 2 things going on that I want to say. One, there's a chess tournament that I forgot who signed up for it. I think it was Sumi. And I mean, on the D&D campaign, like in Universe, there's a chess tournament that's gonna happen, and we're also all going to be like security for that tournament. That's the job that we took as mercenaries / adventurers. We're gonna be basically like security bodyguards because people are gonna get rowdy at it because it's like a sort of underground, underworld sort of chess tournament or something. Not sure what the places is going on there, but we're gonna find out the hard way. Probably next week. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, because this is gonna happen on the next day. We've done so much already on 2 days of the isekai. And I mean, 2 days in game time. It's been 3 sessions though. 3 game sessions. But what was I gonna say? What was I going to say? You know, I lose my train of thought very quickly. This is why I'm like -1 intelligence, you see? I can be so clumsy in my head. May or may not be ADHD, but if I'm able to get a diagnosis, that's when I'll be able to tell you for sure. I don't want to say I have it and then it turns out I don't. That would be terrible. But what was I going to say? Oh yes, and there's actually an IRL, or well, a non-in-game chess tournament that may or may not happen. I'm not going to say any more details about that because it may be, it's something another VTuber, another streamer is organizing, but it's like far away from now, like more than a month from now. So we'll see if it comes together, and I actually signed up for that later, already like a while after. So it's likely that maybe if they got enough participants, because I think they said 32 is what they wanted. If they got enough participants for that already, I wouldn't be able to join. Is there somebody here? There we go, this is the area. Portelaine. Did we talk to Portelaine before? Not sure if we did. Ah, Kaiden. The man who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? Okay, in this case, I guess he is gonna be cooperative. We had the heretic, the faker, the imposter among us, unmasked. You are an associate of Y'shtola, but of course, Lord Drellmond confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. A superstar of the Seventh Dimension, if you will. Costume Sentry. What interests have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. Only 4 people! Take a gander at that. Only 4 out of the entirety of, like, the Scions of the Seven Dawn survived. We were dozens, and I mean dozens of people. 4 survived. That's gonna be a hell of a reconstruction. Hell of a plot twist. I didn't realize it was only 4 of them that got taken prisoner. And every single one of the others was killed. But okay. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. A Hyaran woman, an Ellison man, and 2 Lalafels. 1 male, 1 female. It's them. It has to be. Nymphilia, Urianger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kurthas not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a rogue Gadding and a Lalafell, were seen fleeing the craft. Oh, and also, Biggs and Wedge. Biggs and Wedge. How could I forget about them, actually? Biggs and Wedge. And also, sorry if you're hearing anybody in the background. This is what I was talking about earlier. What did you say? A rogue Gadding and a Lalafell, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Kaiden, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he'd take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that will admit some slight delay. The matter of the escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you had best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow Scions prisoner in hopes of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed until such time as the study is complete. How do we know their study is not complete, though? They needed me. They needed me more than anybody else. That woman in the white armor was asking for me. She just came at the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, they still took some prisoners and all that, but they were really looking for me above everyone else. I'm not sure how many people realize this. I mean, I had the vision. I know how they did all that, and I haven't said this to anybody else, myself, as the character. Haven't said this to anyone. Haven't said about the vision. Because I think at least the people here are aware of the vision that I had there. So there is that. But Biggs and Wedge are not Scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Portland said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. Again, I'm so sorry if you're hearing voices in the background. They are like literally right next to the wall, like one of my walls. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm gonna try to mute myself as much as I can until it all ends. If only this was voice acted. They look great though, look at them. Look at that absolute villain squad right there. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work. But all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, and which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord. Rest assured, our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. How do I read that name? Ritatin? 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 Ritatin, I'm gonna say. Ritatin, you depart for Castrum Oxdens at midnight. You will command the Western Front in Velbrand. The Eorzeans will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if this be your will, I shall carry it out to the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but is it proper to give command of half of our forces to a... I have given you nothing, Praefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters. 1 hour. Listen to this music, though. Kurthas does have partly that music. We were saying that there's a lot of Castlevania vibes going on with it. Would that we could recognize your deeds more openly, but you know, well, our circumstance... Oh, never mind, that's the wrong dialogue for a moment. My purpose here is to reconnoitre Garland activity along Abalathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Y'shtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by way of Samael Darkhold, situated to the west. Our men stationed at the entrance, a knight named Bryselt, may be able to tell you more. So as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. Alrighty. Well, let's see how this goes. Let's see what's about to happen with this. Oh man, there's just so much noise in the background. Again, people are speaking, and it's like right outside my window. Literally, like, they're right outside my window because they're doing some work, and it can all be heard very clearly. I can tell from the noise levels in OBS. And there's no way I can tell them to lower their volume, so... Long story short, I can't really say it, so I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for the noise. Because it's really hurt. Well, I hope it's not hurt as much, but yeah. So let me know if it gets too noisy. I may actually just increase my filters. Maybe able to increase something with the noise suppression filters and do something a little bit different, or even add a noise gate to just make it more extreme, and my voice will be a little bit scuffed for today, but at least it will be better than having all the talking in the background. You stand before Samael Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. Hey Adam, how's it going? Who's talking in the background? Yeah. Yeah, we have J.R.R. Tolkien in the background, you see? I like it. I like it. Thank you for saying it like that. Yeah. Today is an unexpected Middle-earth. Yeah, there's been unexpected maintenance work being done over here, and like it's been a little bit of a headache all day. It happened in the middle of the D&D session, so I wasn't able to speak as much. My attention was split in multiple places because I was paying attention to the game, but I also had to pay attention to things outside. And now here, it all took way longer than was expected, so it was like an all-day affair. So it's also happening in the middle of the stream. It was like it was supposed to not happen, but yeah. No. Maintenance work on air conditioners and stuff like that. That's what I was talking about. So there's a construction worker, and there's some people that live over here also talking in the background, and some of them are literally right outside my window. Hopefully you can't hear them. And I may be cold at one moment, so I may have to excuse myself for a moment. I hate having to stream like this, but it wasn't supposed to happen. I was told that it was gonna be over by now, and I prepared the stream, but, well, things went like this. Let me continue here, though. You stand before Zemel, Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. A letter from Lord Portelaine. So you have come about the Imperial airship. But how are you, Adam? How's your Saturday/Sunday going? It's been a while since you told me if you were still in France. Are you still in France by any chance? You know, you just reminded me, yesterday I played a game of Smite off the stream, and I actually had a French announcer because I have a random announcer thing going on in Smite right there, and so one of those voices was a French announcer. You're back home? Okay. I didn't understand most of what was said though. It's the end of July. Okay, wow. It's been longer than I thought. Well, this last month or so has kind of gone by in a blaze. August and September kind of blend together most years, you know? And then October, November, December are very unique, each and every one of them in their own way. October is the spooky month. November is the month of climactic moments and all that in the middle of October and December. And December, the holidays and all that, right? Omelette au fromage? They didn't say that. I'm almost certain they didn't say that. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area, seeking to recapture them. What? The captors are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierremont. He should be able to assist you. Yeah, you see? Look at this name! Look at this name, Adam! It looks very French. Look at the way it's written. Pierremont. I assume it's like Pierremont. Pierremont. I guess we could say Pierremont, but I think it's very important that we don't pronounce that S at the end. The most important thing is not to pronounce the N's. Hopefully you're able to see it on the screen. Pierremons. It's like we summoned the French into the stream like that, but we've seen it before, especially in FFXIV. These French names coming in like that. Pierremont, exactly. Kind of sounds like, when I say it like that, no N or S, Pierremont? Pierremont. Or is it Pierremont? You know, kind of sounds similar to a major villain in Digimon Adventure 01. Piedmon, I think it was called. Not sure if that's a dubbed name or it's a on in like a nasal sound. Pierremont. I think I sort of got it. Pierremont. Sorry if I'm butchering French completely here. It's not exactly a language I'm learning, but I continue to learn French. Japanese. Yes, ish. Okay, I'll take the ish. The ish is gonna be good enough for me. I'll tell you that. Oh, do we have a... I think we have a dungeon right here, actually. But given my current circumstances, Vlindrel actually came in so nicely at the start of the stream telling me that they may be able to join a dungeon with me, but I'm gonna have to take NPCs because I may be interrupted at any moment now because of the work that's being done in the background. I am thinking that we're gonna go on for long enough that, you know, this is gonna stop, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it should go on for like... the stream should go on for longer than that. But... I don't think we're gonna reach the end of the ARR storyline for now. Though we're gonna be very close. So this coming week, we'll probably finish it. And I'm still hoping that I have that Friday the 14th completely free so we can have... wow, look at this player. I thought they were an enemy right there. Also, sorry if you're hearing some barking. It's all very scuffed today. I'm so sorry if it sounds a little bit unprofessional. I hate having that unprofessional vibe of sorts. One of the other things I need to invest on as soon as I can get a stable income is more sound cancellation. Though this would still be heard because, as I said, some of those things were right outside my window. But, you know, the square panels that you see a lot. I need to get a lot of those. In French, the vowels often rounded. Like when you pronounce O-U-E, you pucker your lips. Pierrement, Pierrement, Pierrement. And there he is, by the way. Pierrement, Pierrement, Pierrement. Sounds very cumbersome, but well, I guess I'm just not used to it. The Imperial airship. I saw it approach to land with my own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it had deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked and there was an air of consternation about them. Biggs and a Wedge being taken prisoner. Oh, and look at that. Can we get an exclamation mark level up in the chat? Again, when we reach level 50, I'm not sure if I really want to interrupt this storyline to go for the Black Mage quest. Because there's some really good stuff happening here that is worth continuing. Like, without any break in the storyline, so to speak. Sir Pierrement wants to share with you what he knows of the 2 fugitives. They were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Guardians who were deployed formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you will be able to follow the footprints to their owners. Monsieur Pierrement! Exactly. Well, the Sir is like the knight title, right? But I pronounced it in French for a moment, even though I wasn't supposed to. Funny enough. But yeah, Monsieur Pierrement. They accepted a quest though, so it's not maybe gonna be time to go into this dungeon here, but I do see the mark of a dungeon, so if we go in there, this is gonna be one of the few times ever in which I like 100% need to use bots. And even if I have like a dozen players offering to join up with me, I wouldn't be able to because of the circumstances I'm in right now. But hey, it's good that they provide that option for that reason. I need to have more of a single player experience right now. Since I need to pause the game, potentially. The O in Monsieur is pronounced like an E? Monsieur? That's French for you? Yeah, English can be like that sometimes too. Other languages for that matter. Japanese is also kind of weird in that there's just some sounds that don't exist. Like, in the recently finished Kamen Rider Revise, there was a character called Julio. Well, his name changed later, because Julio was actually an adopted name. However, they could never pronounce it Julio. They have to pronounce Furio. Which sounds kind of cool in its own way, but it's not the way the name was intended to be. It was Furio. There's no way to either write or pronounce it. I mean, you could pronounce it, but you wouldn't be able to accurately write it. Whether you're using hiragana, katakana, a name like that is going to be katakana for sure. Something like Orteca, Olteca, Aguilera, Aguilera. Those are a bit more manageable, but Julio is like completely alien to Japanese. Sobre has 25 meanings, yeah. I couldn't tell you all of them right now, but you know, recalling things off the top of my head has never been my forte, and you know that very well, Adam. the organ in the background though, and the music is always so nice. We are surveying the area though. This would be the second time we rescued Biggs and Wedge actually, now that I think about it. This would be the second time. The first time we met them, it was pretty much rescuing them. And I was doing it as part of the what was the name of the Limsa Lominsa faction? The Vortex, like the Lady of the Vortex, but a different kind of Vortex. I forget. But you know, they had something like, kind of like that as a symbol. Wedge! Oh, please tell me Wedge is all right. Actually, I kind of know that he is alive. So cold. I want to go home. Wedge, there you are. Ah, but please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Ah, Kaiden, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping on our heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hell-bent on evading them. I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw, thrice. And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. It's okay, I'm here to rescue you. What about Biggs? Biggs? He isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. Oh, Biggs, brave Biggs, what have you done? You did well. It's me, Sid. Have you had any success? I found Wedge. Track down Wedge! That's wonderful news! Now what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashes he gives Wedge, he's always taking care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact that Biggs headed west. With both Ida and Yishtola helping out, I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Oh, to see Wedge and... There, I hope. Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years! Thank goodness he's alive! I'm feeling better now, Kaiden. Let's go to Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. I want to see them reunited so badly. See, the great silver lining to this dark cloud that happened of the massacre at the headquarters at the Waking Sands is that we got Sid back in good shape with the Enterprise. Back to aid all the good people of Eorzea, the Warriors of Light, the superstars of the 7th Dimension, and the 3 Nations. And well, beyond the 3 Nations, since we start involving Kurthas and all that. And eventually this is going to be a very important area for me, as I said, when I become Astrologian. I don't know what that healing experience is going to be like, but it should be interesting. I shall try my best. Metsukashi kedo ganbarimasu. Itsudemo ganbarimasu. Hi. How would I say healer in Japanese? Hira? It's one of those words that doesn't get translated, maybe. But I get the feeling it does have its own word. So I'm not sure. No, actually, I think I have probably heard it somewhere. Maybe watching the FF14 documentary a while ago. The documentary saying how FF14 was literally reborn, right? Alluring linked into me a while ago. I watched it. It was great. Some elements that came from FF11. Some other lessons they learned from both Western and Eastern MMOs. Some great stories for some of the people that were involved. I recommend watching it. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Here comes Wedge. Oh? It would seem your companion has caught a chill. Come and warm yourself by the fire. I will bring you a hot broth. That sounds lovely. How are we feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. The same goes for you, friend. Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. Thank you kindly. We didn't even say what we were here for, right? But she's here just providing hospitality. It's very different than the first impression I got from Kurthas. Very different. You have done well to brave the frozen wilderness, adventurer. Stay a while and be warm. Thank you, Miss Adelie. But we still gotta find Biggs. Biggs! You know, in episode 4, minor spoiler here, but in episode 4 of Star Wars that introduced Wedge and Biggs, actually, Biggs actually dies in there, so there's a parallel here that I would not like to see happen. I don't want anything to happen to Biggs. As far as I know, I will tell you, I have already received spoilers of, since I watch other live streams here and there, I sort of see what they do. Sometimes I pay more attention than other times, but I have been able to see quite a few spoilers here and there. So I know a few things that are gonna happen, and from what I've seen, Biggs and Wedge are still alive after this. So I think we will find Biggs. Well, I probably shouldn't say anymore though. I mean, there's a major spoiler that I saw involving a storyline in a certain region, and clearly I haven't gotten to that point in the story yet, and it's like something... It's a huge plot twist. It's a major thing. It's a major turning point from the looks of it. But I'm not gonna say what it is. It's when I finally get to it though, I will tell you, this is it. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be very surprised, but that's the price I pay, the occupational hazard of being involved in other people's streams despite the spoilers. I still wanna hang out with them. I still wanna like talk to them and all that. I still wanna support them with a view. And I realized I could lurk by just muting the stream or the tab, but sometimes I don't wanna do that. I wanna talk to them while they're playing. Is that so wrong? Or I want to participate in their chat, or even if I don't participate in the chat, I want to listen. But I digress. I'm fine now, thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Kaiden, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion where he might be at the moment, but maybe... just maybe, the people here have seen something. Yes, we should begin by asking Abilene right here. A rogue-guiding gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I will not raise your hopes unduly, but there is a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and it may be worth a while to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. Makes sense. Yeah, Biggs, from what I hear, from what I've seen of him, and from what I hear about protecting Wedge and protecting other people, he would have done that. Especially when he sees this tower doesn't have any big defenses or anything. It's not heavily defended. There aren't like an army of guards surrounding it or anything. There's a couple here, but yeah, not very defended, right? As you can see. And also, yeah, I'm getting like, I'm starting to feel like, I guess because we stream both D&D and we're streaming now FF14 today, I'm just feeling like all the parallels between D&D, a traditional D&D setting at least, and what we're doing here today for FF14. Just seeing all this chainmail armor, super traditional medieval. No mortal man could survive such a drop. Oh, I am not gonna take that plunge. I am not gonna do that. But yeah, like, today there was a little bit of shopping being done with a very lovely dwarf blacksmith that we helped. Like, the poor fellow was just in a bad situation, and we helped him out so well. I think that was a very wholesome thing. Again, I wish I could have commentated more, but there was a lot of background stuff happening. Give me a second here. Speaking of which, no, yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening in the background, so I couldn't speak as much. But I was like, my heart was melting for him, and we were able to help him. So I was so glad. What was his name again? I have it written down right here. Stelgius. Dwarf blacksmith down on his luck. And we helped him. We gave him a job at the Fighters Guild, basically. If anything, that's gonna give us a good reputation in town as well. So that's a good thing too. Because that's also something we're building towards. We kinda step on the wrong foot at the start with the Mage's Guild because of another character. But then the person in charge of like the reception at the Mage's Guild, or the front desk if you will, took a better liking to us after doing the first job. And she was much more kind to us, giving us some free potions, among other things. Oh yeah, and also, I've been excelling so well at every battle I've been involved in so far. We've had like... Well, actually, how many have we had? 2 or 3? At least the ones that I've been involved in. But it's funny how that works. Hold on, I'm not going the right way. I am not going the right way. And there's been some crazy rolls every single session. Like, there's always some natural 20 or some natural 1 or... We had both of those today, but we also had something else that was like a bunch of rolls that are all the same number. Like, with the modifiers, they all end up being the same number, which is 10 in this case. Like, everybody was rolling a 10. Or, well, not really rolling a 10, but having 10 as the final number because of the modifiers. And, like, we end up just having a lot of, like, Destiny-like, fateful, like, rolls in that way. And I love it. I live for that sort of thing. Okay, this battle is inevitable, though. Well, provide me the warm-up I need. Let me warm up for the battles ahead. It's gonna get heated. Just like my fire skills right here. It's a level 47 Beast. Not sure how you say that word exactly. They're actually causing more damage than I expected. Oh, they stunned me for a moment! Ah! I could not avoid that attack because they stunned me. Or was that lag by any chance? I think they stunned me. But yeah. Hold on. The area to get to it, yeah, it's a very narrow pass. I even wasted my time just going for that battle there, but that's okay. With that biased, however you say that. Maybe it's like beast? Biased? I'm gonna say. So many words that I don't know how to pronounce. Sorry if I ever mispronounce anything, but you can always correct me in the chat. As Adam was just doing there for that French name, Pierremont. I get the feeling I should have taken out those plasmoids, but we're gonna find out the hard way whether I should have or not. Because something's coming. Oh boy. Alright, we have to put these people to sleep. Well, not sure if you can call them people, but... Cosmo, stop it! Okay, let me put this one to sleep. The thing is that my Chocobo ends up attacking the Revenant that I was focusing on. Did we aggro the Plasmoid? Okay, we didn't. It looked for a moment like we did, but... Wait! I'm attacking a Plasmoid that was behind it. I'm not attacking the right target. Ugh. That is really bad. Okay, let's take care of this Plasmoid. This is not good at all. Absolutely not. And now they're both awake again. Let me see if I can put them to sleep. Oh my god, did we aggro that Plasmoid behind us? What happened? I am so dead. Hold on, I really need to recover health here. Maybe Mana Word can help. I'm gonna try my best here. I am not doing well. Cosmo is gonna die too, actually. When was the last time my Chocobo died? I don't think that's ever happened. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm gonna revive you, don't worry. Actually, I think that has happened before. It's kind of coming back to me right now. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. We took care of that Revenant over there. Whoa. It just got messy because I was focusing on the wrong target for a moment. Sweaty. Very sweaty. But alright. Of all the battles to struggle with, that's not the kind of battle that we should be struggling with right there. Ah, Mutsukashi, Demon. Kachi desu. Wareware no shori da. It was our victory. It was difficult, but it was our victory. Now, it seems, unfortunately, Biggs was not there. We nearly died in that cave to like 3 revenants and 1 plasmoid, but Biggs was not there. They were also interrupting a lot of my skills, so I tried to use Surecast to prevent that from continuing to happen. But yeah, next time maybe I should cast it like as a sort of preventive measure. Cast it before. Kaiden, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area. Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? We can't give up, Kaiden. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where else to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who listen. And hurry! Biggs' chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Kind of stumbled upon my words there a little bit. Yeah, you see, this is the sort of quest that I don't like interrupting for like another quest that I'm doing, so that I can have it be the way it's supposed to be, right? Like I'm hurrying to really rescue Biggs right there. That's what I'm really doing. Let's see though. We are on a 90-second ad break. I hope that's okay, everyone. Actually, I should probably drink some water in a moment. It's quite late at night for me now though, so it's not the time for me to drink tea anymore. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here, or in the vicinity of the Dark Hold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Danafen Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Yeah, they are difficult. They are difficult to get through. I gotta be careful, yeah. The observatorium, where I'm going to practice my astrologian skills when I finally get them, is similar. I think this one is actually a little bit taller, so much more dangerous and steep than the other one. Yosh, let's head to Danafen Pass though. Ikimashou. Cosmo, my friend, you fought so well with me and you tanked it out. Thank you so much. Yeah, you see, when I finally get the option, not sure when that option comes, by the way, maybe I missed it already, but when I finally get the option to assign a particular role to my Chocobo, fighting companion, I'm gonna go for tank. I'm definitely gonna go for tank. Let's go up here. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I don't have to, look at that. Look at that enemy right there. That's a new enemy. New missions everywhere, and enemies you've never seen before. Although that's a whole new zone song, which is not what this is. It's technically not a new zone, but I couldn't resist. Enemies you've never seen before, right? Level 48. Exactly the level we are. So this will be a challenge, I think. Yosh. Tatakai no toki da. Oh, Biggs! There he is! Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Oh, Aida's ready to fight as well. Look at them both on the same fighting stance. You know, I'm actually a monk in the D&D campaign, so I feel like I'm in a similar place as they are. Yeah, maybe I will also invest in monk eventually, now that I have an attachment for that, thanks to the fact that I became that in D&D. And it has something to do with who I am as a star cluster idol, as a person of the stars, a being made of stars and the cosmos and dimensions. Long story short. Because there's a specialty, there's a monk subclass that fit me really well. Others that were proposed were druid, I believe cleric, or I forget which other class was proposed, but the one that fit me the best based on the background was the... What was it? Astral Plane? Monk of the Astral Self. Astral Self. Yeah, Druid of the Twilight, I think was another choice. But yeah, eventually, I also chose Monk because we already had a Druid in the form of Gaia, and I wanted to also bring that party variety. So that's good. You know, I actually expected that I was going to be something very different, but that works for me. Ah, Kaiden, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. We do indeed. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me! Yosh! Tatakai no toki wa imma. Tatakai no toki ga kita. He's not alone! Kill them all! Bring it on, Imperial scum! Alright, you bunch of scoundrels, who's gonna die first? First, you have to be set to sleep. How do you know where to find me? We did not exactly. Some of them were immune to it, or no, actually no. Hold your ground, reinforcements are coming, they're saying. Cohort Decurion. The more the merrier, I'll pound you all into the next Umbral era, says Ida. Ida, let's provoke in more pummeling if you would be so kind. Somebody died already though. I didn't do that. I'm not doing AoE. But hey, as long as the others are asleep, that's gonna work out. Alright, time to put them to sleep again. I see more enemies are coming. Oh my gosh. Who should I concentrate on? This is gonna be bad. Can I put the Vanguard to sleep? I get the feeling I can't. I'm gonna focus on that Vanguard. I'll let Ida take care of that other enemy. I really have to concentrate on this one. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Hold on. This is getting out of hand! Now there are two of them! I mean, literally there are two of those Vanguards over there. Let me put everybody to sleep that I can. And that will help. Maybe I should take care of the cohorts first. I get the feeling they're more squishy. But I'm gonna concentrate on the Magitex. Give me a second here, everyone. Sorry about that, everyone. This is what I was talking about. It does sound a little bit loud, but it's not as loud as it sounds, I will say. Oh, that is the worst timing ever, I will say. That is the worst timing ever. Nobody's dead, though. This is the good thing about that, though. Hopefully that wasn't too loud, everyone. I'm so sorry. It sounds like somebody is just slamming the walls and trying to destroy the entire building. But that's just because of the effects of the microphone. And the Blue Yeti is really good at capturing things in a way. Sivlock! Good timing, though. That was bad timing earlier, but now it's good timing. By their blood, we have an invasion. Hold on, let me do this right with the reverb. We have an invasion from another dimension. Siflock with the Imperial Raid. Thank you so much, Siflock, for bringing in the invaders right there. You hit me at very good timing because we're literally ending the instance, we can call it, the little quest instance that we were doing right there. So that helped out. That really helped out. Thank you so much, Siflock, and konnichigen to all the raiders. I am the multi-dimensional Tachigen Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in VTuber idle form for your entertainment. We're currently in Final Fantasy XIV. There's some IRL stuff happening in the background, so I do apologize if you hear some voices in the background, or if you hear like banging noises. There's maintenance work being done, and at some point I may be interrupted. I literally got interrupted right before the raid to check on something very quickly. And, you know, it sounded like very loud, but that's just because of the effects of the microphone and everything. Yeah, today was like unexpected surprises in all sorts of ways. And I was told that it would all be finished by now, but sadly it wasn't finished. Again, unexpected issues happened, but well, in the middle of all this is the situation we're in, but I hope everything's okay. Siflock, let me give you a shout out before I forget. Emperor, what were you up to today? The dimension of F1 manager. So you were not an emperor, you were a manager. Hey, if you're an emperor, if you're a monarch, maybe you make a good manager, right? It's a very similar thing. Both of those people have to be leaders in a way. You gotta be a leader for both of those roles. But alright, we have rescued Biggs though. Do they call me Emperor in the game? Oh, the email said good morning Emperor, there you go. Well, there you go. Well, I hope the stream was well. I hope you were winning at managing F1, son. But alright, let's continue with the dialogue here. Just a little sleepy one? Okay. Well, I'm gonna wake you up because you know how I can be. Especially because we're reaching very climactic points of the story right now. My thanks. Another moment and I would have... You're alright, Biggs. You're fine now. He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. And the Imperials didn't seem worse for the wear. Well, they were not the ones getting chased. They were the ones doing the chasing. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Yes, Biggs and Wedge have been rescued. Sid will be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Aw, I love reunions. I was hoping Biggs would say something about that, but he's too beat up, I think. I'm very tired, so I apologize, but I'm gonna go crash. Have a wonderful stream. No, not a problem, Siflock. I understand. Nearly any time somebody raids, they've gotta go because, you know, they just had a live stream. It's a thing that tires you out. Unless you were streaming for like 10 minutes or something, right? Nobody does that. Or a few people do that, so I understand. Crash and rest well, Siflock. And be refreshed. That's the Emperor that you are. You should be refreshed, alright? Thanks again for the raid. I'll see you around. There is actually some noise in the background right now. You know, one caveat that I did when I tinkered with the filters for my microphone was that it does pick up sounds more than it used to, but it's for the sake of having my voice be heard better. Like, the problem that, well, this still kind of happens, but it doesn't happen as much anymore, but the biggest problem that I had with the filters, the way my filters were set up, was that sometimes I would say a word that started with S. Maybe it happened right there when I said that word, say. A word that starts with S and it doesn't pick it up correctly. So it sounds like I have a lisp. Like I'm saying th. Instead of saying the word serpent, it sounds like I'm saying therpent. And I never liked it. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with having a lisp. Like, I don't dislike anybody that has that or anything like that. It's more like I hate that it gives the wrong impression. That's what I mean to say. That's how it sounds, at least sometimes. But I am noticing that the mouse clicks and other stuff like that is being like picked up more, as well as the keyboard typing and stuff like that. But yeah, maintenance work is being done though. So there's hammering, there's knocking, and sometimes there's knocking on my door while they are hammering, so it sounds very messy, like somebody's trying to destroy things around me, but it's not really that. I cannot thank you enough, Kaiden, and the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We're family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just, I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. And you say wedges too, Kaiden. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. Yes, this isn't the first time we rescue them. Oh, there he is, though. Here comes Sid Garland. Biggs, Wedge, Katz, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you! It's really you! In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh... When Alfino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. But now we get a first-hand account of the raid on the headquarters. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the Immortal Flame should have seen them coming, right? See, this is one of the questions that I was asking literally when that happened. One thing that I was told in the chat when that happened was that there's an Imperial encampment right on the very north of the Waking Sands, but... Like, yeah, like literally that was happening. That's something that was happening there. So yeah, they are questioning that too, so I had a good question to ask there. I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage at the Waking Sands, I noted not a missing horizon, nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. Nay, they were born there by potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Asians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of an Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into a detainment cell together, while Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. Sid may know where that is. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but probably moons, or maybe only weeks. And then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. What is it about Garlemald? I imagine it's the capital of the Empire, but what's so bad about it? Like, is that where the chopping block is? I don't know. So, risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing. And in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. Wedge, you were so resourceful there. That was very clever and resourceful from Wedge. Very well done. Ha! If I didn't know better, I'd call that a likely story. Sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel? That would have been Biggs' handiwork like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Okay, it was Biggs who did it, but I still give credit to both of them. They both did very well. Kaiden, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Ho ho ho, hurrah! Sid Garland. I keep getting it wrong. I keep saying Garland, you know, with A instead of O. Like that character from Final Fantasy I, Garland. I mean, I'm purposefully pronouncing Garland like that. Give me a second here. We're gonna check on something quickly. BRB. Okay, omatase shimashita. So where were we? Sid Garland. Let's see what they have to say though. Thank goodness you found me, Kaiden. I would have frozen, or drowned, or been eaten by a mud puppy if it wasn't for you. Yeah, poor Wedge. He was right there, right underneath the bridge, but thank goodness we found him. It was all good. I get the feeling Wedge would have been able to save himself. I think some guards would have found him or something, but Biggs was the one that was probably gonna go down with a fight. So yeah, I knew the chief was still alive. Deep down, I always knew. And he looks healthy too. Well, he could do with a shave, I suppose, but other than that... Didn't he have the same beard like last when he was doing things? Maybe I'm wrong. So, Come into my cast room is the name of this quest. So, the rescue mission is about to be planned. Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we kept them waiting too long already. Based on what we've learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry. So let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. Tis as good place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east and south will get you there. When we arrive, let us seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. Yosh, ikimashou. Cosmo just riding on top of that. Not being faced by the fire. Or maybe the fire helps Cosmo because it's cold out here, so... something like that will warm you up. Speaking of Cosmo, let's increase the timer with the Gazal Greens. I believe also at the top of the hour, the Gold Saucer Cacpock Lottery is going to reset. So, remind me if I forget, please, at the top of the hour, I need to head to the Gold Saucer. So, towards Mordona... oh, yeah, this is a new area. This is a brand new area. Let's go! Haha, so you know what time it is? You know what time it is. We gotta sing the song. A whole new zone. A whole new zone. New missions everywhere. And enemies you've never seen before. A whole new zone. Don't you dare close your eyes. A whole new zone. Hold your breath, it gets better. And so on and so on. It's just that part of the song, and like I guess I could like take some time to maybe remake the whole song for that, but nah. We just need that little part. A whole new song. Sorry, zone. I was saying song. My bad. A whole new zone in the Kurthas area, perhaps, though. So in that sense, if I'm right, maybe not that new, but... Mordona, let's see! 12,200 Thaumaturge experience points, which are also Black Mage experience points. Achievement unlocked, map in the realm Mordona. Is it still gonna be snowy over here, or are we about to head into a different weather sort of area? Man, it's making me think of Super Mario Maker 2 as well. I've been so obsessed with that game as of late. Makes me think of it because there's like different weathers and different like types of like backgrounds and maps you can have. And they don't affect gameplay at all. Well, except for like a snowstorm or a sandstorm in certain maps, but it's not really, well, it's not really like, I think you can actually have them in any place. It just ends up being a different thing on different weather. Maybe just a regular type of like windstorm or other storm. That makes it more difficult for you to navigate because a storm either pushes you forward or pushes you back, which makes your jumps more difficult, and it makes the level more difficult as a result. So it's a thing to add challenge to the level. But yeah, we're synchronizing the Aetheryte and the Chocobo Porter as well. Very important thing to do. But here we are in Revenant's Toll. Brand new area, as I said. A whole new zone. New missions everywhere and enemies we've never seen before. Is there anybody here that has a triple triad match, actually? I did notice one much later on the map, but what if there's somebody here already? I want to see that. The Slaftborn, let's talk to him. Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? And here we are with the entire party. Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Sentry, and you want to rescue them? I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen about the perimeter around the clock. Not even a flight could get within 100 yards of the walls undetected. If the Garleans were alerted to our coming, we cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. Aye, it has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. Oh, this is gonna be good. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I have a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? Aye, we'll disguise ourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. I got the feeling it was gonna be that kind of mission. This should be fun. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. That's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they won't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Clomont. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire, and happens to know a deal about Castrum's Sentry besides. I've no doubt that he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I shall go to reconnoitre Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Kaiden. Let's do this. Let's do this indeed. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Y'shtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papa Limo. I like them though, I like them. I like the banter between them. Looking for Glomont, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. Eh? You're looking to get inside Castrum's Sentry, and you need my help? Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. Oh, and Minfilia might be coming. Give me a second, everyone. So yeah, I may have to check on something in a moment here, but I'm gonna try to keep reading the dialogue. Now, you know, I actually can continue playing the game with my headphones off in case I need to listen to something right now because of the maintenance that's being done around the building right now, but I'll keep you all posted. So you have friends at Castrum's Sentry what want for rescue. Last Laugh knows me too well. Aye, you can count on my help. I got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horse Sons. But enough about me. Let's talk strategy. The Horse Sons. Sons of bitches. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond the shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You don't want to risk your neck only to discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the moorballs, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now, get going, and Godspeed! Well, we shall get going then. Let's see. All the way down here. Getting even with Garlemald. Yes. And we're gonna face, that bulky one. Out of all the Imperials we saw, the one we're gonna be facing right now is the bulky one, like the tanky looking one, I think it was. Not the white one, who was the woman that actually took them all captive and led the attack on the Waking Sands. A whole new zone. What the hell is going on there, though? With that chocobo? That's kind of weird. New missions everywhere. And enemies you've never seen before. A whole new... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Alright, you want to fight so badly, you can fight. I mean, I said enemies we've never seen before, but we've seen this bad boy before. It used the tail to pull me. So you want to fight so badly, you can go and die. Sonomama shine. Die like that. Sonomama shine. Sono tori. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Let's ignore this fate. So those are the mod puppies, okay. They don't exactly look like puppies. Not what I picture when I hear the word puppy. Speaking of which, though, I mean, here we are, enemies we've never seen before. And I'm pretty sure we have never seen this enemy before, but we shall see. And enemies you've never seen before. A whole new zone, don't you dare close your eyes. Hold your breath, it gets better. Bam, 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 bam. And yeah, we'll continue with Blizzard here. No need to transpose again. We did lose a little bit of health there, so I'm gonna use a potion, because otherwise I'm never gonna use these potions, I think. So let's have it. Yeah, by the time we get into the next battles, I think we'll have the cooldown finished. Let's try to find a way avoiding those enemies, though. A way to the objective. Actually, let me see. Yeah, we have to get through this part. I don't know if those mod puppies are also, like, hostile. They are hostile. I guess we are joining the fate, but hold on, let's move away from that, because there's a Morbol coming in that looks very aggressive, so let's get away from the battle there. This is a fate enemy, but it's very hostile, so what choice do I have but to engage? I have no choice here. Yoshi, tatakai no toki da! Ikuzo! だから限界バトル叩きつけて傷ついたっていいんじゃないタイムリミットまで諦めないさそうさ Oh, it's already dead. I'm like concentrating on my skills, not looking at the enemy, and didn't realize it was dead already. Let's see if we can avoid that fight here. Careful, 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 carefully. I think we were able to avoid that mud puppy. Those Morballs are also aggressive. I was very close to engaging in a fight with like 3 or 4 enemies, one of them being the Morball. I believe they're all beneath my level, but just by a little bit. Like, it would be a heavy fight, I think, so I gotta be careful. New missions everywhere, and enemies. Alright. A maddening buzzing fills your ears. Okay, we are gonna put them to sleep, because that's too many enemies to be concerned with. Yes, the others were put to sleep indeed. Maybe I should be going for the AoE after all. Tell you what, let's do it starting now. So, let's go with Fyra, not Fyraga, because we want that AoE. We need to recover some mana, we can do that, thanks to the skills and the ether I have right here. Let's hope we are dealing enough damage with that Fire 2, also known as Fyra. Yes, I think we are dealing enough damage, but now we also need to transpose and do Blizzard 2 instead. Great AoE damage, yeah. I've been mostly doing the sleep strategy, because it seems safer. I concentrate on one enemy while the others are asleep. But we can go back to having some AoE like this. When the enemies are these types of enemies... I mean, they're level 35, so it's also kind of safe in that way. Yush! The drainage pipe, though. So we may go and eavesdrop a little bit. Getting even with Garlemald. The faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? Oh, is that Minfilia Tataru? Who is it? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Ellison gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. I do wonder, why is the Tribunal so obsessed with this Minfilia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garlands don't have. Mystical power? Like the kind the beastmen use? How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunals yourself? As well try to tumble her. I like my hair where it is, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. The footfalls grow fainter until all is silent. So where were they being held? They weren't really saying that, right? Okay, I'm gonna teleport away from here. Yeah, because we attuned that Ethernet crystal there. But alright. I'm gonna go AFK for a little bit right now, actually. I will leave you with the Twitch clips as usual, since I need to check on some things right now. It's possible the maintenance work may have finished on the building. So if that is the case, I just need to confirm for a moment. And well, I'll probably get some water. I do need to hydrate. I do need to hydrate a little bit. Oh, and you know what happened also? The maintenance workers were able to hear me 100%. But they're aware of my situation. I don't know how aware they are of what I do, but I did say that I'm busy here and I work here from home, basically. So I must have sounded like an absolute lunatic to them. That's the funny part, though. But hey, I don't mind. That I don't mind. But anyway, I digress. I'll be back. Stay connected to the Tajigen Temple. Instead of buffing everyone up individually, everyone gets buffed immediately. And there you go, the killing blow. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'm actually just going to wait for the cooldown so I can do that at once. Just killing all the scavengers like that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? You know I love my AoE skills like that. Indeed. Oh, Force Storm. Yes. Oh, yes. That's my AoE. Yes, Boron, you are right. Unlimited power. There is only passion. Peace is a... Did you see that? Oh, I have to clip that. Oh man, I can't clip that. I can't do that right now. Did you see how they died? All right, now we're at the end game. Oh my lord. Oh, that was so good. I can't clip that. I'm playing. I can't. Where are we? We are... hold on, 43 minutes into the stream. I'm gonna try to remember that for the VOD, and I can maybe clip it there. What is that guy doing? Just walking there briskly. No, like they used the... Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's not attack that corporal first. It's a silver enemy. Oh, geez, we have a lot of enemies aggroed. Do we have anything? Yeah, I figured. I got the feeling there was something on the environment. Oh. Omatase shimashita. Thank you for waiting. Well, I am glad to say everything is over. The maintenance work has at last finished. So, apart from other unexpected developments, like maybe the building is gonna catch fire, you know, Godzilla is going to attack, or some missile is gonna crash down on where I live. Everything should be fine, and you shouldn't hear big background noises anymore. Well, actually, sometimes there's banging nearby, but that sounds like sometimes people knock on my door, but I have it locked when I'm streaming, so they start banging because they realize I can't hear. But it's only so I can hear it. Thankfully, that doesn't happen often, though. So yeah, now things are more stable, thankfully. So we can continue on. Again, I don't think we're gonna finish the ARR stories today, but because it would still be several hours, especially since I take my moments like this to just talk about something for a moment, interrupting the gameplay, so to speak. Maybe I shouldn't say the word interrupted, but in lack of a better word, you know? In lack of a better word. Pause, there we go. I paused the gameplay for a moment just to talk, right? If I were playing Super Mario Maker 2, I would be doing the same. Actually, with Super Mario Maker 2, if I'm doing a very difficult level and I'm repeating the same things over and over, I would probably be chatting over those things. And it would be a funny experience. I was talking about this, I think, yesterday, where I would be saying something and I would be yelling, like in the middle of a sentence because something happened in the game. Like, I don't know, I'm saying, hey, I am back from the break, everything is stable again, sorry. And something like that, right? Everything is, everything is stable again. That's how I would say it. I think it would be a very entertaining experience to watch me play Super Mario Maker 2. But, well, the capture card I have has its problems, and even if I get it to work again, there's gonna be a delay. So I wonder if it's gonna be a truly good experience, because I would be reacting to things before they happen. That's the thing with the delay, like I see things before you see them, so it's like I react to everything earlier. But anyway. It's good to see you again, Kaiden. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. I keep forgetting how to pronounce that. Hold on. Reconnaissance. Hold on. Reconnaissance. I'm given to understand you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So Minfilia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. While you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details from him. Yush. Let's see what the others have to say. Dressing up as soldiers and sneaking in the front door, eh? Well, if you've got the guts to go through with it, then so do I. Oh boy, I always wanted my own Reaper. I would wash her and waxed her and named her and... In the wake of the calamity, the 14th Imperial Legion occupied what remained of Castrum Novum, eventually rebuilding and renaming it Castrum Sentry. The stronghold contains immense manufacturing and storage facilities, and it is the primary supplier of material for Imperial forces stationed throughout Eorzea. Consequently, it is heavily defended. Infiltrating will not be easy, nevertheless, it is necessary. And again, because of my recent obsession with Super Mario, going into Imperial places feels like going into the lava, the castle worlds in the airships in Super Mario, like the final worlds and the final and boss levels, right? It's a castle and it's like lava land. You have like a desert world, you have a grass world, a forest world, an ice world, sky, space. What was the other theme I was missing? Underground. And then you have the lava world. Super Mario Bros. 3 was like that, actually. The final world is a lava world. I hope that's not a spoiler. They have giant world, they have pipe world, that sort of thing. Super Mario Maker has something similar. And that's the reason why I've fallen in love with it, because it's like a dozens and dozens of Mario games in one package. And in all sorts of different styles, and at least 5 different styles, which are Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Super Mario 3D World. Plus Bowser's Fury, you might say. So it's been a ton of fun. Out of those, the only ones I haven't played are the last 2. I never had a Wii U or a 3DS or even a regular DS. To this day, I still don't have them. I also didn't have a Wii until last year or so. But even now that I bought that Wii, there's a lot I haven't played. But yeah. Would be worth checking out the others, actually. Before I played Super Mario Maker 2 recently, I did finish a playthrough of the classic ones that are available on the NES and SNES Online. The trilogy of Super Mario Bros., including the lost levels, though I have to admit I use save states for that. Well, the rewind feature, which functions the same as save states, is just a lot faster than save states in this case. But I don't care though. I don't care. And the only one I didn't play was Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, but you may argue that's not exactly a Super Mario game. More of a Yoshi game, but still. That's the only one I'm missing, but I'll do it another time. It was kind of a preparation for Super Mario Maker 2, and now I'm here and I've been playing so many worlds. I've cleared quite a few already, about 3 or 4. There's actually one world that was made to be so large that it had to be split in 2 games. Or well, super worlds are what the games you make, which are composed of maybe 8 or 7 worlds, are made of, you know? So a super world that was split into 2 super worlds to have the game that the developer, the designer, intended to have. You know, the player that created those levels in Mario Maker. If you ever want to know, I can share you the codes. Or rather, I can share you the post on Reddit. I can share it with you, the post on Reddit, and tell you which levels those were. So you see the codes and play them. Took me a while. I basically spent the entirety of the weekdays of the business week, these past 5 days, playing them and clearing them out. Yeah, I cleared like 5 worlds on the technical side of things, but because 2 super worlds are supposed to be 1 game, it's more like I cleared 4 games in Super Mario Maker 2. 4 games worth of Mario. The first one was Super Mario Bros. 1 Recreation, but it uses the new assets from Super Mario Maker so that each world is actually a different like theme. So you have a desert one, you have a forest one, an ice one that wasn't in the original Mario, which is great. There's also airship stages, it's fun, but it's the exact same design. It just has different like cosmetics, if you will. The other one came from, so that was from a creator called Myro. The next one is all from a creator called Shadow Ranger FS on Reddit. And the first one was levels from Super Mario Bros. 2. No, wait, no. From the first Super Mario Bros. Again, and the lost levels, but done in the style of New Super Mario Bros. U. And it's funny because in New Super Mario Bros. You get the option to like jump from walls, kind of like in Mega Man. It's a little bit tricky, but it's something you can do. So it actually made a lot of the signs from the lost levels that were extremely difficult at first easier, because now you can meet a certain gap in an easier way with the wall jump. There's a particular section with a bunch of Koopas that looks impossible in a castle, where you have to jump a very high gap and there's Koopas falling down, so like it looks impossible to jump it without taking some damage. But now you can do it easily by just going onto the opposite wall and just jumping the gap. A bit difficult to explain without showing you, but hopefully it gives you a picture. Then the next one was the Super Mario Bros. 2 levels done in the Super Mario World style. And this was very difficult because they were not... I'm not sure if it was intentionally done to make them more difficult, or it was not intentional and they became more difficult because of this oversight, but... because this is not actually in Super Mario Bros. 2 gameplay, it's the Super Mario World gameplay, the SMB2 gameplay is not available, not really, in Super Mario Maker 2, so they did it in this style. And one thing that you have in Super Mario Bros. 2 is that you crouch, and you stay crouched for an amount of time, and then you're able to jump higher. You charge up a jump by crouching for a few seconds, but you don't have that in Super Mario World at all. So there were a lot of high jumps that were extremely difficult, outright impossible at times. So you had to like take some damage, jump in very crazy ways, be extremely precise with some jumps. It was extremely difficult, but I cleared it. And there were a lot of variations because there were a lot of things you couldn't translate properly, but I loved the idea and it was done well overall. Though I hated some levels, but overall it was done really well. After that... Oh yeah, after that... No, wait. After that was a game done in the style of the original Super Mario Bros. You know, with the sprites and gameplay of that. But it was completely original levels made by this person, and they were great. More difficult than the original game, but like not at the lost levels kind of like difficulty. So it's like in between Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which was kind of fun. But it was challenging. but challenging in a good way. And if I am saying that, somebody that hates playing like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Cuphead, what have you, that's saying something. Or maybe I am starting to appreciate those kinds of games, I don't know. Well, actually, no, because there are more difficult levels like that. I've played a few of those in Mario Maker. And, oh boy, were they something else. Were they something else. But yeah, lots of deaths, though. Lots of deaths in many levels I played. Even some game overs, because you can get game overs when you play the worlds, because it's like a game. You have lives and everything. That's the fun part. That's also what makes it fun. I forgot what it was like to be really concerned with gathering coins, not just for the sake of score, but because it gives you extra lives when you get to 100 and you're gonna need them because you're gonna die a lot. And also bonus stages and whatever way you can get to get like 1-ups, right? And then the final one I played for like Thursday and Friday was the Super Mario World Double Super World. And it was done so well. Brilliant game. Brilliant level and world map design. Let me just say that. I cannot recommend it enough. There is one more game from this developer, from this player that I need to play, which is the same as the Super Mario World game. It's a big one that had to use 2 super worlds. So it's like a double super world game. But this one is done in the style of Super Mario Bros. 3. So that's one that I will also like. And then after that, there are so many that I created from so many players. I will clarify that these are all levels that are done in traditional style. These are not like Super Kaizo, Cuphead, Dark Souls difficulty levels. These are, well, most of the time, these are not puzzle levels. These are not like gimmick stages, like like Find the Difference or music playing or something like that. No. These are done in traditional style, which is something... Traditional means that these are levels you would expect to find in an official Super Mario game. Like, you know, done by the official developers and game designers and all that. Of like the main series. The mainline series. Give me a second here. I've talked a lot here, so let me drink some water. So yeah, that's my little tangent. You see why it also takes us longer to complete things in the games we play? Because I take these tangents to pause and talk about things. But alright, let's continue the dialogue right here. Good work, Kaiden. As Alfino has already told you, we plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glowmont is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Minfilia and the others are counting on us, Kaiden. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. Yush. While Glowmont goes about devising his plan, we need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they short on armor. To prevent this from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. This is where technology comes in. But it's also still kinda like magic because it's an etheric energy. You could say that all magic is technology at a certain stage. And this could be very true in several Final Fantasy games. This one included. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the self-same energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. Cluster of crystals, like the cluster of stars that I am composed of. To ensure that we have enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use this device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Not the first time I would have run into plasmoids. So let's talk to Glowmoon first. He also has a plan. We'll also work on that. Clean the wax out of your ears now, because there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plans will have you under costume sentry all decked out in Imperial duds, but a disguise is more than just the clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impressions are everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learn it from the experts. So go get yourself near as you dare to cast your sentry and watch the Imperials doing what they do. Okay. I think what this is gonna give me is the emote to do the Imperial salute, actually. The salute I have right now is the Storm. There we go. The Storm. The Maelstrom, I remember now. It fits the whole spirally dimension imagery that I have so much, which is why I joined them. Oh yeah, and I am wearing red, so kind of in uniform. There was no purple faction, otherwise I would have gone for that first. You know, there may be some cases in which I don't go for something because it's violet or purple or amethyst or whatever. If there's something else that matches the theming a lot better, like stars, dimensions, or both, or all of that. Something like that, right? But first, let's do Sid's quest. We are going to have some battles, though. Oh, I should have used the pearl chocolate. Let me use it now. Because here comes the battle. Is this music different or is it me? A little bit different than the music we've had so far. Feels different to me, at least. But alright, we have 4 more locations, so let's not dilly-dally. It is gonna be the top of the hour very soon, though, which means that if I got the time correctly, we should take care of this next, though. If I'm not mistaken about the time, it's gonna be time to go to the Gold Saucer to redeem the tickets and see how we did in the lottery this week. Most likely consolation prizes for everything. But you never know your luck, you never know what you might get. Yeah, because that Nyx was gonna be trouble, most likely in the middle of this battle, so... let's avoid it. Here come 2 Plasmoids, no, 3 Plasmoids. Not 1, not 2, but 3 of them. So let's put them to sleep. Let's do the good old sleep strategy to be on the safe side. Maybe I shouldn't have used that skill. I use Addle here, but may have been ways to use that. Let's do some AoE now, though. Although now it's time to transpose. We're still gonna do the AoE, though, to hit both of them. I think we're okay. We are losing quite a bit of health, though. Alright, let's transpose and go back to the regular single target skills. Skills that kills! Skills that kills indeed. That was a faster battle than I expected. Let's use the ether. Ether! How many do I have? 6. I think is what I have. Right there. It will be time to also buy some new consumables. New consumable food, because I've nearly run out of this pearl chocolate. Okay, no battle at that one, but yeah, we're gonna have to fight this Nyx here. Started the battle before me. Bring it on. You know, seeing the name of this Nyx, it keeps reminding me of Jirkniv Rune Farlord El Nyx, which is a character from Overlord. Emperor Jirkniv. Friend Jirkniv. Jigniv Dono. You know, Ainz calls him friend Jirkniv. Jirkniv does not see Ainz as a friend at all, but it's so funny. It's so funny. I believe the season finale is gonna happen this Tuesday, so that's exciting, but also disappointing. Disappointing because, well, no more Overlord anime to look forward to for a while now. Although there's a movie coming kind of soon, I actually don't know the release date for that. But also disappointing because they rushed it. They are so obsessed with keeping to the 12, 13 episode coup format that they rush a lot of seasons like this. Pretty much every season has been rushed in this way. And so a lot of it is not just what they leave out, but also what they do fast. Like the battle between Ainz and well, I'm not gonna say who it is in case it's a spoiler, but a certain metallic character in one of the latest episodes was like so different. The pace was so different, and the actions that some people took in that battle, some of the summons that Ainz did in that battle were so different because they had to save time. Just doing the entire battle in less than one episode. That was awful. That was awful. Compared to how it was in the light novel, you know? But alright, we are ready to turn this into Sid. We will do the other one soon. And we're gonna have an ad break in a few minutes. No, in a few seconds, sorry. So I'm just gonna take a moment here. Actually, let's go to the Gold Saucer. I'm gonna go to the Gold Saucer. This is a good opportunity to do that. And go for the ticket redemption. And I'm also gonna drink some water. So you don't have to do the hydrate redeem to get me to hydrate, but it's always appreciated. We are just in time for the cackpot drawing. For the lottery. Yes, I think I'm gonna have a 0924 ticket for the date today. September 24. Ah, there you are, Hurjo. You did redeem the hydrate, so extra drinking for me. Thank you so much. Whoa, I kind of froze for a moment. Give me a moment, I'll catch up with the chat when the ads are over. Yeah. The one benefit of having the ad breaks program like this is that I'm at least, well, for the most part, sometimes Twitch doesn't care about this, but for the most part, I am aware of when they are running. So when you're aware of when they are running, at least you can like pause what you're doing or what you're saying. It's still awful, but it's better than the alternative in which you're talking or doing something very important, but you don't know the ads are running, so like a large portion of your audience doesn't even hear what you're saying, even if they can see you with picture-in-picture. Let's wait for this person to load, and I'll get back there in a moment. Okay, let's see. Oh, you have one extra MGP by qualifying for the early bird bonus. Huh, look at how many people are here. There's a lot of people here. But I think we should be back from the ad break, and hey, if you want to hurt you, redeem the hydrate. You can make me drown in hydrates if you want to. But yeah, hey, early bird bonus. I think it's the first time literally I have that. Because it's the first time I redeemed it this early. And yeah, everybody's here ready to redeem it. Look at this person with the elephant head. So here we are, consolation, no worries. You always expect it to be consolation. Last week I did get the 4th prize though, because the last name matched. Most of the time I just go for random numbers, but I do tend to have like the date. The winning number was 7903. This was, what was my number here? 4785, probably a random one, right? Man, 79 is one of my lucky numbers, 3 as well. Welcome to gambling, I know. Yes, Fahrenheit. And speaking of which, would you like me to have a particular number, Maniacs? Why don't you choose the number for me? That should be a fun thing, right? First though, we're gonna purchase 5. Sorry, 3. I don't know why I said 5. My mind can be so messy sometimes. 0924 for the date today. Because it's fun to put the numbers on your own, but let's have this one be random, 7362. And the other one, can we do it in the chat? But what would you like the numbers to be? Maybe some of you can choose the first number, the second, the third, the fourth, or somebody can just put a 4-digit number there for me to put. Honestly, it could even be 0000, I think. I think you're able to have a ticket like that. The chance is as good as any chance of any number for being here. 1626? Alright. If nobody else has any other proposals with it, we can go for this. Oh, I forget that they have their own characters for it, like in-universe language for it. For the numbers. Would be fun to learn it, maybe. But I'm gonna have more than enough as it is for Japanese. I mean, I am learning new characters, right? Kanji is still gonna be something else. The practice I've been getting with Pop, who's been coming here. Poppers VA Jr., I should say. Poppets, sorry. The full name. The practice we've been having with kanji has been nice, though I still need to learn hiragana and katakana first, so kanji's still gonna wait. But it's been nice to remember a few because the hi and the nihon kanji, it's good to remember those. As I said, the only kanji I can tell you with certainty anytime I see it is gonna be watashi. But I will never be able to handwrite it myself, though. That's something else. There are essential kanji that you can learn, so you can maybe reduce the number to not make them be so intimidating, because they're over 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. Over 3,000! Sanzen. Or, is that how you say it? Because I know sen is 1,000, nisen is 2,000, but then when you use san, it changes. For example, instead of saying sanhyaku, you say sanpyaku for 300. So I think it changes a little bit. Actually, you know what? I have my translator right here. Before we decide for the number. Sansen is the same, Sansen. Yeah, I just stopped by the Gold Saucer very quickly, and Fahrenheit just decided this number for me. Glad you could make it though, Ducky. I was just going for the lottery right now because it's time for it. But we're gonna go back to the MSQ because we're reaching a climactic point in the storyline. The rescue mission is gonna happen soon, so let's not keep Infilia and the others waiting any longer, okay? Let's report to Sid. In Mordona. How has everything been, Ducky? How's your Saturday/Sunday going? Depending on your time zone. I know for sure some time zones already have Sunday now. Doing okay? Good to hear, good to hear. I'm doing alright. It was a very messy day for me today. Busy in both good and bad ways. So I've been active all day. But the caffeine I took today has hit me well. From the energy drink I took, and of course from the tea I drank. Hey, Allurin, there you are! How was the stream? I did see you were streaming earlier. I lurked there for a little bit. Obviously content that I haven't seen, but a lot of stuff was going on there. I could tell lots of storyline was going on. But speaking of lots of storyline, well, I'm in multiple time zones, Ducky. It's complex. It's complicated. But mostly it's the American time zones that I'm in, Ducky. Seriously, it's complicated. It was awesome. Raised $215 for charity too. Yes! Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Usually, but I will say, Ducky, usually I base it on the Eastern time zone. I mean, I say the Eastern time zone, but if you look in the upper right, it says 9:09 p.m. But it's complicated. It's complicated. I can't really explain it. That's what it's like to be multidimensional, you see? But anyway. So this stream was also for the Sanctum House, right? I did notice you mentioned that. Wait, was it part of the schedule? Because I only noticed you were there for Thursday. Were you also there for Saturday? Oh, nice! Final Fantasy XIV Complete Edition to a lucky winner. Yes, it was. There you go. There you go. An hour ahead of me? Okay. So you're at 10 p.m. Well, again, this is the time I have in my computer. It's not necessarily the time zone I'm in. Just so you know. To put a long story short, it has to do with work. It's a complicated situation. I can't really explain it. But yeah. An hour behind? It was 2 days, Thursday and Saturday. Nice. And you give away FF14. Well, I hope they use it well. I know it's a worthy game. I know it's a worthy game. You have the readings, and you may recognize where we are right now, Lauren. We're getting closer to that end of the story. I don't think we're going to be able to reach it today, but if we don't reach it today, I think it's a guarantee that we're going to reach it next week. Yeah. Oh, you're still in game. Okay. You have the readings? Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Electromagnetic readings. Denpa. I think that's how you say that in Japanese. Denpa. Electromagnetic. You know how I know that? Because there's a character in Kamen Rider Stronger. You never left after your stream? It happens sometimes, it happens. Usually I leave a game instantly after my stream because it makes noise. And I'm not able to hear the streamer that well. The streamer that I raid. And so people don't see that I'm online. There you are, photobombing Sid. It's kind of surreal after watching you stream and then seeing you on my game. I love it though. That's what I'm all about. That's what I love about live streaming and knowing all the live streamers. But yeah, hold on. I think Denpa? Denji?
Denji.
Okay. No, electromagnetic wave is Denpa.
Denji-ha.
Denji-ha is what it's saying, but I think it's also Denpa. Hold on, let me say this. I think I can use my microphone to be able to say this into Google. Let me just set it up very quickly. I heard that the DeepL translator is good too, but I mostly use the Google Translator because it has more features like this one I'm using right now, for example. Denpa. Radio waves is the translation. Okay.
Denpa.
Denpa Ningen Takuru is a character from Kamen Rider Stronger. She usually has her name translated to Electromagnetic Wave Human Tackle. And a sort of unofficial Kamen Rider, but I digress. Have you shown me your character proper? I think not. The way we have seen Torumi here? Well, yeah, we've seen Glandalus quite a lot. With that fantastic looking armor, some fantastic looking mounts. What do you mean by that, Ducky? You're super close to some awesome story moments? Oh yeah. Thoughts on that ending to the Garuda fight? Well, I was talking to Garuda a lot yesterday. We were having a hell of a conversation and I was so disappointed. I was looking forward to meeting her, you know. I think you left after the whole situation with the siren. Remember how it was like looking forward to meeting that siren? Well, it was the same with Garuda because she's the lady of the vortex and you know I'm all about that sort of thing, you know? I mean, take a look right behind me right here. I mean, come on. Come on. But she disappointed me. She ended up being a bitch. An absolute bitch. Using her powers in the wrong way, the bitch. So yeah, the ultimate weapon. Doki was here. So, the ultimate weapon there, it was a big deal and all that. Oh no, wait, was it Doki? No, I think it was Starry. Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names, everyone. But, that's why she got killed. Yeah, Garuda's part of the reason you got into this game, nice. Oh, as himself and not in another race? What do you mean? What do you mean? But yeah, we've already seen amazing story moments right there. Mega Godzilla? Do you mean the ultimate weapon? The Ultima weapon? But yeah, we are about to get to climactic moments. We're reaching the end of ARR MSQ, as the title says. So yeah. But let's see. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, though I pray that we won't have need of their power. My thanks, Kaiden. Stealth and subterfuge, Kaiden, are how we will free our friends. I have every confidence you can play the part of an Imperial soldier. I can picture, out of all their voices, the one that I remember the most is Alphinaud's. Like, I'm able to picture it so clearly in my head. I can talk like Alphinaud, just like this. Or at least this is my best impression of the way Alphinaud speaks. The cadence, the weight he puts behind his words, and the great regality, the regal-like nature of his voice. You can tell that Alphinaud indeed has noble legacy and noble heritage because of the way he carries himself and the way he speaks. I love Alfinot. He was kind of sketchy when he met me, but when I met him, but that's his whole thing too. I mean, to be fair, I would probably be like that sometimes if I met somebody new. I would be kind of cheeky and mischievous like he was. Just talking about the factions in a very cheeky way. He seemed very sus, but now I know he's very nice. Now I know he's very nice. Thank you for the party invite. I see that Ducky posted a clip on the clip channel. What was that? Ultimate weapon is FF14 Mega Godzilla. Mega Gojira. I mean, I get the feeling that there's a monster that fits that bill better. Can you tell me without spoilers, Alluring, if there's like a bigger kaiju that looks more like Godzilla? Oh, that rant about Garuda? Yeah, she was a bitch. I thought she was gonna be a great waifu material or great like kindred spirit material, but no. She was an absolute a-hole. How disappointing. She got what was coming to her. Like, come on, lady, you have such great power. Use it for something good. It's like those Kamen Riders in Ryuki who were Kamen Rider in everything. Or rather, no, let me rephrase that. Oh, wow, that's a lot of enemies I aggroed. Whoops. Okay. Let's be careful. Actually, I could use your help, Glandalus, Torumi. Thank you. How did I aggro them? They were so far away. I mean, a couple of them were. Good music, though. Good music. Thank you. Arigato. Thank you for the carry there. Oh, yes, you'll see, especially when you get your Gundam. Yeah. Yeah, seeing weapons like that, seeing Magitech technology like that, it makes sense that... It makes sense that we have the Gundam happen later. We really have to avoid these fights, though. Like, if anything, we're alerting the enemy that we're going to sneak in. It's gonna look super suspicious. But here we are. I can see that player is also going for that. Thank you for taking care of that other one. I didn't see that enemy there. We should probably... Well, I guess we can engage these ones too. But I'm gonna have to lie in wait as well. It did say you sense a hostile presence, though. Is it gonna trigger yet again? Okay. Let's see. I didn't expect a cutscene, actually. I thought it was just gonna be an emote and then you... Yeah. The Imperial Salute. There it is. Nothing to report, sir. I can replicate that. We have received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. I shall recommend the patrols be increased. They're doing their job well enough. I gotta give them credit. But I will have to kill them. And there's the Imperial Salute. A new emote. Illurin, you weren't here when I said this at the beginning of the stream, but I went and took a look at how many quests are left in the wiki. You know, the quest list that tells you. Because I knew I was nearing the end and I wanted to see if maybe potentially I could finish it all today. But I do see that I'm getting closer to the final level 50 of A Realm Reborn. Before whatever A Realm Awoken, which is a patch, is. I did see the final quest is called the Ultimate Weapon at level 50. So I know that. A minor spoiler, it's not really a major spoiler. It's like knowing that, you know, you're watching episode 4 of Star Wars and you know there's an episode 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, Rogue One, Han Solo, you know? A minor spoiler. Super close. The thing is, I'm close in terms of amount of quests, but how long each quest is gonna take? You have 3 dungeons at the end? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, like... I don't know if we can stick around for that long for the stream here. That's the thing with it. Okay, there's a perfect stopping point, that's good. Then we can finish it on maybe Final Fantasy Friday or before that. But I feel like Final Fantasy Friday may be better suited for that. So the previous 2 days or 1 day, depending on my stream schedule for next week, I may just have another game. I don't know, what game would you like to see me play out of the other games I played on the stream, Maniacs? I don't know what I'm gonna have next week because I'm not gonna check out a new game this time. Does somebody engage in battle? We're gonna have to fight that Nyx, I think. Oh, I froze! Thank you for letting me know. Hold on. BC face just crashed, I think. Huh, that's not good. Thank you for the heads up. Let's restart it. I have frozen once again. 3 dungeons, 2 trials, and a bunch of cutscenes. Lots. Alright, then it's best if we save that for a more climactic point. It honestly looked funny. It kind of looks funny. But I think at least it preserves the mouth movement and even the blinking, maybe? So it kind of works in a way. It's kind of like a PNG tuber that is set up with more refinement, so to speak. Hey, look at that outfit of yours, Glandalus. Let me use first person for that. You're looking great. Did you show me this outfit before? I don't think you did. You match. You two have matching outfits right there. Let me take a screenshot. Just a casual screenshot. Not gonna do like the fancy picture mode or whatever it's called. I keep forgetting the name. Yeah, with like your companions there. Malone and Psychobo. Oh, that's a great name. I just realized Psychobo. Well, it's technically not a T-pose, but yeah. It's kind of similar to when you are a PNG tuber. Similar. But yeah, I kind of freeze for a moment. Please always let me know when that happens because I'm not always keeping an eye on OBS. The way I have my monitor set up, I've said this before, but for those who don't know, my monitor on the right is a TV screen, actually. Until I can afford a better monitor. I mean, it's not a bad monitor, it's just too big, that's the problem. And it's not really refined for PC, like some colors do look a little bit different than they should, but nothing too bad. Like, you know, the shade of purple on my suit is a different shade of purple than it's supposed to be. The same for the hair, something like that. Sometimes some grays look more like black, but nothing too bad, really. The thing is, because it's so big, some things in OBS, because that's where I place OBS, I actually need to turn my head further around to be able to see them. And one of those things is me, because I'm in the lower right, so it's like further from the right. The monitor is to my right, and I'm on the right of the screen, so I have to look far to the right. So I don't always notice if something has happened to me on BC Face, like the model freezing. So anytime you let me know, it's always very helpful. So, arigato. You have the same issue? Oh, for the monitor? Really? I didn't know that. Or do you mean for your model? Because I know you have the model, like, stuff you're looking into right now. With Unity. Ah, for the monitor. Okay. Funny. So do you have a TV screen, or is it something that's just placed in a certain way? My monitor to the left, though, is a much smaller monitor. It's actually a monitor which has a perfect square shape. Perfect square shape, which you don't want in a monitor, actually, but it does its job just fine. A second-hand monitor that my aunt and uncle gifted to me a while ago, and it's been able to function still well. And I'm glad to have it, you know. It saved me a lot of money having to buy another one. And it's actually a little bit pixelated. You know that thing that screens do when they're not in a good state anymore, where it all looks like a rainbow of pixels? It's kind of like that. So I need to make sure that I have most things in light or day mode. Because if I have something dark on that side of the monitor, it ends up being difficult to look at. But if it's something very white, it's easy to look at. So Twitter is always in light mode. My tweet deck and my Twitter is always in day mode for that reason. Because I usually have it on that monitor. Again, I need to save money. It's not easy. There's a lot of things I need to buy. I eventually want to upgrade to be Live 2D and more VTuber assets. I need to upgrade my PC, as we have talked about recently. I want to. I don't need to as much, thankfully, because as you can see, everything is fine right now for Final Fantasy XIV. But, you know, the clock is ticking, right? The clock is ticking. It's not ticking in a very urgent matter, but it will be a matter of time before I have to replace certain parts. And I also have to buy some better sound proofing things, you know, like the square foam pads, whatever they're called. What is a second monitor, Ducky? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ducky. Speaking of which. Good posture check. Let me stretch. You know, some of the stretching poses I've learned, I take them from Animal Crossing. because in New Horizons there's some stretches you can do that are taken from the original as well. And some poses I also took from Kamen Rider, because if you do some transformation poses... Oh no, Alluring! Okay, give me a second. You kind of stretch a bit if you take a look at them. Ah, you are redeeming the stare as well. Let me catch up with the chat first. 1 second. Your main PC is a gaming laptop, but you have a PC monitor being used as a second screen? Okay, but at least it's a PC monitor. I will say, however, that my central monitor, though, I spent a good amount of money on it. It can be flipped vertically if I ever want to, so if I have the option, I want to buy the exact same monitor. Yeah, like ideally you want all your monitors to be the exact same one, or at least the majority, so they have perfect synergy between each other, right? And I was actually using it as a vertical monitor, but it eventually became the central monitor, which is the best thing to do with it. And it's very high quality, excellent picture quality. Final Fantasy looks fantastic right in front of me. Anything I do on it looks wonderful, wonderful. So, you redeem a bunch of things in there. Let me hydrate first, that's the only thing I haven't done. And I actually just finished my bottle of water right there. But I have others right here. I'm mostly very stocked. And if I can't, I can just like go away for a moment. I have like right outside the room, I have a water. I have water that I can fill up. I have the whatever you call it from where you filled your water. I keep forgetting my words. I suck at vocabulary. You see, this is why I have a -1 intelligence modifier in the D&D sessions, okay? Hey, you know, I can be clever sometimes. I will throw away modesty and say I can be a really clever bastard sometimes, which is why I have high wisdom. However, I am an absolute airhead too. I am an absolute clumsy idiot sometimes. Intelligence -1. So that's the modifier I have on the D&D sessions. Maybe I should show you the character sheet one day, because it's me. Like, it's not just a character I'm role-playing like a dwarf that's an archer in Lotro, or no, it's like me who got isekai'd to that world. That's the campaign we're doing with Alan Lex and company. Gaia Viridian, Ryder Vermilion, Majima Tsumi, and Cillian Von Manuel are my companions in the Superstar Squad that we form in Nexus. That's the name of the world. But we don't know that yet, I think. Anyway, man, those noises are freaking me out. I thought it was like coming from IRL. You freaked me out, Glendalius, because there was some maintenance work done earlier. In the first part of the stream, that was actually still happening, so I kind of had to be on the lookout. There was some banging. So again, I'm sorry if anybody heard that, if you were here earlier. But you wanted me to stare at you, and I feel like this screen is better for that. Don't you see? It's always about the beauty and the madness of the cosmos. I am so glad there is somebody out there that appreciates it like you do. It is always good to stare into the stars, because remember, when you stare at the stars, when you stare into space, it stares back at you. Why did I say that in a threatening way? It's not supposed to be threatening. No, 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 it's a beautiful thing. Embrace it. There you are, that's your stare redeem. Always remember, when you stare at the stars, they stare back at you, and I am one of those stars. Yeah, I'm gonna do them, Alluring. I know you did too as well. But I wanted to do them apart from this, so the reverb is activated, but the timer... Give me a second, because it's also for the sing mode. And also, let me take a look at my reward queue, now that I have it right here. Oh, and we also sang the New Zone song earlier, because this is a new zone where we are right now. Look at all the stuff you're doing in the game. A whole new zone, new missions everywhere. Okay, let's start the timer now. And enemies you've never seen before. So did you manage to learn the Imperial Salute? No, 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 best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. We have learned the emote Imperial Salute. This is the tune of a whole new world from Aladdin, because that's what I use for a new zone, in case you didn't know. Aladdin and Jasmine sing that song. I actually don't know the official lyrics to it, but there it is, the Imperial Salute emote. I know he said he didn't want it, but I will do it here. Stop laughing, damn it, you were the one that redeemed the luring. We're actually about to have an ad break. I hope you won't miss out, but it will be 90 seconds, I have no choice. Twitch leaves me with no choice. Maybe I should do a fancy emote for what we're doing right here. Destroy the world! Destroy the world! Genocide everywhere! And murder, death! There will be all around. I don't know why I sang that. I had the raw voice, and it compelled me to sing that version of the song. This is what it's like on the stream every day. Oh! I see you're playing music. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Great electric guitar! Nicely done, Lauren. Let me think of some heavy metal. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna pause the timer to think of that. The timer is paused, don't worry, I'm not breaking the rule. Listen to that heavy metal, though. Let me see. Wait, hold on. While the ad break is going on, we gotta listen to Torumi there with the heavy metal. Oh, Fahrenheit, are you Dio? Who is Dio Diablo? That might be another character, another person actually, but Dio Diablo, that's a great name, Dio. I did not expect Dio. You expected Fahrenheit, but you got Dio. But it was me, Dio. You know, there was actually a Dio that was a metal artist. How do I go back to the Say chat? I just wanted to say in the chat, as expected of Dio. Okay, let me think of a tune. Okay, I'm gonna use March of Time by Halloween. This is the tune of Halloween. March of Time, and on. Never stops, just time. Marches time. Marches on and on and on, Christ eternally. Oh, you are called Kaiden Tajigen, yes, I have heard of your plight from my friend Glaumund, as a fellow adventurer and son of the Xiao both. I would offer you my assistance in order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry. You and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperials. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means from the bodies of the recently deceased owners. Oh my God. The fortified area before customs entry never lacks for imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, 1 for each member of the infiltration team, which will be composed of Big Wedge and yourself. Right, that is 5 minutes. That is 5 minutes. Oh my God, maybe I should reduce the timer. There you are. I hope you're happy, Lurin. I hope it wasn't difficult to follow the dialogue because I was singing it like that. Thank you for accompanying me with the guitar. You also entertained that player there, Dio Diablo. So, I'm glad. I'm glad. I expected again, I gotta make the joke. I gotta reference the meme. I expected Fahrenheit, but instead, I got Dio. It was me, Dio. You have no idea how to play this thing? Oh yeah, I forget. You have to actually play it with the keys. That's crazy. Yeah. I also hope that was not too loud. We're supposed to have the filters in OBS to not make it too loud, but if my voice got a little too shrill there, do let me know and I will adjust that in the future. I've done a lot of tests, but I can never hit it the right way I want it to be. It's still high quality enough, I would say. At least I hope it is. But it always takes much more tinkering than I can do with the amateur knowledge that I have in such things, in like sound mixing and all that. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets. Oh yeah, already read this, but well, let me read it again because I sang it, didn't read it. To obtain 3 sets of gear, 1 for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. I mean, we're gonna need a big one for Biggs and a small one for Wedge. I mean, do they have Lalafell and whatever race Biggs is, I forget the name, among the Imperials? Because I didn't see any like that in the Imperials. But okay, we're gonna go around there again. Prepare yourselves for battle, because we're gonna go for it again. Let me get some chocolate. Pearl chocolate, to be specific. And I'll activate that Gazelle Green soon. I think it's time to activate it again. Biggs, Wedge, and I. Shouldn't we get other people instead? But okay. Sid's plan is good, though. It's a good enough plan. I would have probably gone for the same idea. There's no other better way to go about it. Through the front door, in a good old disguise. I love it. I love it when they do that in Kamen Rider 2. Even in such a situation as this, I sneak in a Kamen Rider reference. This mostly happened in the older series that had more organizations with like uniforms and stuff for their minions. I'm going to ignore this aggro. I think we can ignore it. Like, it pulled me in for a moment, but we can keep going on our way. Same thing here. Just ignore the big toad. The Nyx, whatever you want to call it. Well, that is the proper name, Nyx. Sounds like the name of a person, you know? Like somebody would be called that. And again, I'm thinking of Jirgniv Rune Farlord El Nyx from Overlord. Cosmo, welcome back, my friend. I mean, welcome back to battle. My lovely friend. As soon as I can, I will make you either be... Oh my god, Torumi, you scared the shit out of me! Elurin! I thought that was banging on my door. Oh my god. That sound is so... Jeez, talk about a jump scare. Is that what you intended to do? But that is a cool instrument, though. Seriously, I thought they were banging on my door because earlier today they were because they needed to get my attention, and I wasn't able to listen because I was streaming, so they had to bang to make me be able to listen. Not in a bad way, just so I could listen, you know, because there's no other way to do it. Ah, that scared me. All right. Oh, and that's a great outfit too, Glandelius. Personally, this is my favorite outfit of yours. Look at the music you both are playing. We have a band going on here too. Just like the makeshift band we had in the Superstar collab in Fortnite the other day. But you look great like that, Glandelius. That's my favorite outfit of yours. The cowboy hat is great. I gotta give myself a red cowboy hat outfit. Long time ago, I played this game called Habbo Hotel, and one of my signature outfits in the game was with a red cowboy hat. Ooh, this was long ago, long before I had my identity as a superstar, multi-dimensional superstar secured. So, you know, there were things I was doing that were different, but they have also become part of my legacy, and so I would love to have them. I may have all the uniforms I need. Yeah, we're gonna need to adjust some of them. Tell you what, meet me back here. I'm just gonna teleport back to do it the fast way. At Revenant's Toll. Also, can you teleport to players here? I've never... Well, you probably would have told me that was an option, right? For example, ESO has that option where you can teleport to players. Like if I right-click you. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. I have never asked that question, but you would have told me that were possible, so there you are. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of... Sorry. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? We will need to adjust a couple of these, probably. You can if you get 3 friends to play the game. Really? And can you teleport to literally anyone? See, this is why it's a cult. Because people want this feature for their characters as well. Have you heard of the critically acclaimed while grabbing your neck, you know? Like the meme of the guy with the sunglasses grabbing the girl. Or the girl at like a party with like the pink top. Grabbing a guy by the neck. And just saying, have you heard of the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV award-winning Heaven Sword, free up to level 60? Just like that. Yeah, if all those friends use referral codes. But do you only teleport to them, or can you teleport anywhere? To the nearest Aetherite? Okay, but there's only one way and it's bound to that person, not undoable. Okay. It is similar to ESO in that it's the nearest Aetherite. You can't really teleport to a player in ESO, but you teleport to the nearest Way Shrine. But it's extremely OP, or at least extremely useful, because if you are in a guild, you can just take a look at whoever is online at that moment in the guild, and you can teleport to them, and it will teleport you to the nearest Way Shrine, even if you don't have that Way Shrine synchronized. So the Way Shrine is the same as the Aetherite here, it's the teleport point. And it's a great way to just like synchronize a bunch of Way Shrines and get them there. Ah, straight to that player no matter where, but it's only that one bond undoable. Okay, that's fair enough. And you also look great like that, Glandelius. You keep changing your outfits. You look great like that too. You look regal and scholarly in that way. Damage, as I had suspected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith Eginolf at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendors should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead, and have been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. Thank you. Let's go to the blacksmith, like the dwarf we helped today in the campaign. Though very different circumstances between these two blacksmiths. Each class of mine has a costume for it, so I have many coats and costumes. Oh, nice, 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 nice. Where is it that you check your cosmetics again? Hold on. Because from there, I think I can see how many slots you have for or your glamour costumes or whatever they're called. Isn't it? Look at this. Look at this card and look at this absolutely handsome superstar. Bog boy, I call myself, but this is what I'm doing right now. Oh, yes. Now that is the face of a superstar. When you look in a dictionary, you will see this picture right next to it. Or you will see the picture of me, my VTuber self, as you see me here on the stream, on the lower right corner, right here, right? Right next to it, that's the picture. That's the first result on Google, superstar. And if that's not your result on Google, well, somebody hacked your PC. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's true. Somebody hacked your PC and manipulated that. Don't mind me trying to be a proper bard over here. Yeah, you've been playing a lot of music and I appreciate it. 20 glam plates, 19 combat classes. Perfect! Perfect! You get like your default outfit outside of classes, if there is such a thing. Or an outfit that transcends classes. Hold on, where am I supposed to go? I'm going the wrong way, sorry. I wasn't paying attention. Let's go over here. Thank you for following me and bearing with me. But you know how it is when you follow the streamer. And then you have the 19, right? It's called Crafter. Yeah, but then you can't do all the crafting classes. All the gathering and like crafting classes. Because you don't have enough slots for that. But I see what you mean. You could do like a sort of general one. It's better than nothing. I might do that, or I might do like a main outfit. But I mean, I feel like my main outfit would also be whatever my main job is, which will probably be Astrologian. Beautiful motorcycle, though. Getting serious Kamen Rider vibes. I'm just gonna make Kamen Rider references every other sentence. Welcome to the Tajigen Temple. This is what it's like. So you're the Venture Star Malark sent, are you? I've been waiting for you. Now, let's see what you got for me. I'm told you can make fantastic work of these. We need them a certain size. All of them. Well, each of them a certain size. I see. Ah, yes, I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. Don't we need to resize a couple of them? After all, I owe your friend Stark Malark a favor of 2. Took good care of all Eginolf back in the days before I fell in with all Rowena he did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he always felt the venturous life calling him. But here I go, blabbering on when there's work to be done. But here I go, blabbering on when there's work to be done. So just hold your horse for a moment or two, and the great Degenolf will have your gear looking good as new. Blah, I can't English today, sorry. Sometimes I try to read it too fast. I need to slow down. That's the problem with me. No matter what language I'm speaking, I'm gonna stumble on my words if I speak it too fast. Like, when I ever do a Spanish-speaking stream, it's gonna be the same when I speak too fast. Or maybe not, but I think it's gonna be the same. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you, but from what I hear, that's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malak my regards, will you? That either means that he didn't do the best job he could have done. I mean, not by his skill, I will assume, but because he could only do so much with those armors. But I think it's either that, or I think the Imperial sentries are not as well armored as they should be. And I suspect it's the latter. You watched some Kamen Rider yesterday, loving Amazon so far. So where are you in Amazons? What episode? Did you finish the first season? Oh yes. Omae wa dare da? Ore no naka no ore. Kaku ni ga kureta sono sugata mise wo soto no derivation suga garada akaku kiri mizaki. You finished the Hive arc? Okay, you haven't finished the first season. I don't quite recall exactly where everything was. Hive, I think, was in an apartment, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I may be getting it wrong, but the Hive was like a big thing happening in an apartment building, right? Okay, yeah, then I got it right. Some of these series, it's been a while since I've seen them. With the content I create on the Kamen Rider Daily account, and sometimes on some videos that I do, I do look back at some episodes, but I don't have time to look back through the entire series, and we're talking about over 20 series at this point. It was like a Resident Evil moment. It's because of the way Amazon is, like, very bloody and very gory. is an exception among the Rider series. Don't expect them all to be like that. I will say that. Have you had the uniforms and helms repaired? Here we are. Your blacksmith tailor friend is good. Both a blacksmith and a tailor, I would say. Maybe. Yes, this will serve beautifully. The great Degenolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs will fool even a legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear that the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, how can they not have resistance from that? Or well, surely they have resistance, but how could that possibly work? It's just slavery. They would just revolt, or they would just rather die, I guess, you know? I don't know. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands its territory in one fell stroke. That strategy rarely ever works. You know who? The only ones who have ever made that work are the Mongols, I think. But that's because they ruled with more than just fear and forced conscription, I think. With that, my part in your mission is done. I am full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires only to act in the best interests of the realm. Yeah, I did notice that the Sultana of Ul'dah is a Lalafell, so he may be related to her. And of course, he's gonna deny any connection because he would probably be just a lot of unnecessary problems to be associated in that way. Oh my gosh, I love this outfit too! I love this outfit too, Ducky! Maybe this is my new favorite. This one and the cowboy hat one, they are both equally my favorite, I would say. Ooh, what is gonna happen here? Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I am being idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitek armor. I got my spy outfit, yes indeed. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of his patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So, hoping to coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding Emma Beto the old false intelligence, told him insurgents had designs on their strongholds. Sorry. Oh, so he was the one that put that fear into them. I thought they just figured that out on their own by being good sentries, but I guess not. Yeah. Oh, look at you, Toromi! You got a nice cowboy hat too. That is a great outfit too. You look so... You remind me a little bit of Mimi from Digimon. Tachikawa Mimi from the first Digimon adventure. Mimi Tachikawa. And she's the epitome of style. She's my favorite one out of all the Digi chosen, I think. Yeah, she's my favorite one. Because I relate to her the most. I love her. I love her. But yeah, what were you gonna do, Ducky? Were you gonna do another outfit? Anyway, tain't far from the truth now I come to think of it. On a road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols dressed up in your shiny teen suit and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like, this is gonna be fun, by the way. What did you do? Oh, you changed to the outfit with the cowboy hat. That fits really well, actually. And look at you both. You make a great pair like this. I'm just missing the outfit, and we can really be a superstar squad. A triple threat. It looks really badass. Like as not, though, they'll be wary of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here, filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that, and when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with the Reaper. Simple as that. If I am mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute. The Imperial salute, right? I actually want to put that in the quick actions, because it has to be the Imperial Salute. This is the wrong one. It looks very similar, but it's the wrong one. They would realize that I'm doing it wrong. The Storm Salute. Yeah, because the other two factions have a salute, but it's very different. Let's see. What was that noise? I heard a weird noise. Like somebody turned the knob or a crank or something. Well, hopefully it was nothing. It's just something falling outside or whatever. Anyway, I mean, they did some repairs on my air conditioner like today. That was the maintenance work that was being done, in part. So I hope nothing like fell off or something. Good God. Sounded like something mechanical. I'm not sure if you heard that by any chance. Anyway, where are we going again? Back there. To fool these people. I think I have to... Hold on, let me go for the emotes first. Where were the emotes again? Social, right? This is gonna be a temporary placement. Eventually I'll put something else there. I'm supposed to put on the suit, right? So I have to equip it. How do I equip it so that it's only cosmetic? Can I equip it in a way that doesn't take away what I already have equipped? Just equip? Okay. Let me remember. It was the helm and... Oh, and I'm actually gonna have it with the headgear displayed. But the problem is... Oh, but it's gonna be a penalty on my stats. But okay. And that's it. I kinda don't look the part. I mean... What I have underneath kinda gives me away, but... We'll keep you safe. Thank you. Thank you. But if I go into an instanced part of the quest, that's gonna be a different story. Nevertheless, I think this is the way we have to do it. So let's do it. Yosh, tatakai no toki da. Time for a little Among Us. This time we're gonna play the Imposter. Welcome to the Among Us livestream, Final Fantasy XIV edition. Usually we try to find the faker, the imposter, but no, this time we are the imposter, and that's what makes it so much fun. I remember doing quests like this in ESO and SOTOR as well, and it was also fun there. Did I do any in SOTOR? I think I did. In ESO, I definitely remember though. They were able to have you equip the outfit in a cosmetic way without altering your equipment though, and that was the great thing about it. Let's ignore that big Nyx. Oh, you can put your old gear on mid-instance? Okay. It's just gonna be a little bit difficult maybe to do it in the middle of the battle. Although, well, I can do it literally at the click of a button or two. Because of the recommended gear. So that should make it easier at least. Yes, I'm admitting I'm sus! I'm the imposter. I am the imposter. Among Us. FF14 edition. You know, we just had a HoloLive collab recently, but now we have a Final Fantasy XIV collab. The collab you never expected. They have collab with Fall Guys, with Fortnite, now Final Fantasy XIV. Do it the moment you come out of the cutscene where you first see Minfilia? Okay, thank you. Centurion. From another patrol, are you? When next you see your commanding officer, tell him that he leads a sloppy unit. If any of my lot forgot to salute a superior officer, they will be on their arse faster than you can say latrine duty. Well, I didn't forget to salute you. I just wanted to see your dialogue first. Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter. But I will not have it said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call us. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. I can play the part. I can play the part. Oh, man. I always suck as an imposter in Among Us. Funny enough, I was a better imposter in the Fortnite version of that than in the original game. But, well, to be fair, they always have you with 2 imposters, so you have a teammate kind of help you. Where in Among Us, most of the time it's 1 imposter. At least in the default settings. You can, of course, make it be more. If you have more than 10 players, you definitely want more imposters. Let me get out of here. Yeah, you can take care of the enemies. Thank you so much. Thank you, Superstars, for taking care of them for me. I could have just mounted my Chocobo, but this was not very far away. So I'm just gonna try to ignore the Nixes. How is the plural of Nix? Nixes? I can't think of what else it could be. So it kind of sounds like a word that doesn't have the ES plural, but yeah. Let's see, where am I supposed to go exactly, though? Over here. I don't want to fall to my death here, so I gotta be careful. There's a particular area around here. Oh, I figured we were gonna aggro that one. Arigato. Tasukata. You helped me out so much. Saving on time. And since it only takes you 1 hit, it, you know... It's not a weight on your back either. Here we are. Here comes the ambush. The imposter ambush. Help! Help! The insurgents are much worse than I expected. Ah! And it's actually level 50. Okay. Gonna be difficult. Already level 50, looks like. Ooga booga. You always use Nixes, but that's just you? Okay. It's gonna be instanced. Duty calls. Well, here goes nothing. I'm gonna change gear mid-instance immediately. I might die, so I'm gonna need to go into gamer mode, concentrating. Yeah, I'm gonna switch on the gear as soon as I can. As soon as the gig is up. There's Sid. Hope you don't mind my joining, seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry. I thought it best to be on hand. No, Sid, you're gonna be of great help. Any help I can get is welcome. Ah, there she is. Aha. I mean, if they're bringing that, it's not gonna be easy to defeat them. This is the place. But where is the enemy? The enemy is above. You can't see them. Sir, over there! Send in the Reaper. Let us make an example of these insurgents. And what about me? I'm in uniform. I'm fighting him. Help me fight him. Help me. And I betray Sid and I join the Empire like this. That would be so silly. Did it actually equip everything? I don't think it did. I don't think it allows me to do that in battle. So let me put them to sleep. I don't think it allows me to do that. But they're asleep. Hopefully that helps. Maybe I should focus on the one Sid is focusing on. And we also should prevent Sid from dying. Let me put them to sleep also. These ones need to sleep over here. I'll go for the Hoplomachus. No, Sid! Don't attack them! I just put them to sleep! You're messing up my crowd control, dude! You're supposed to be a veteran player! A veteran adventurer! You're a bad player, Sid. Who would have thought Sid was actually a bad Final Fantasy XIV player? Dude, I'm doing crowd control over here! Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna go for the AoEs soon then. Let me go for them first. I get the feeling they're more squishy. I tried to put on the gear, but it didn't let me. I don't know what I did wrong. Oh my god. I'm more concerned about Sid dying right now than me. I wish I could be a tank, I wish I could be a healer, but I am neither of them. And they are mowing us down. Oh my god. This is not going well. Sid, please don't attack my crowd control targets! Oh my god, Sid! You have cost me the game! You're gonna make us wipe! Okay, let's attack... which one is he attacking? This one. Sid, for heaven's sake! I thought he was a good player. Oh, Sid is breaking the game, yeah. No, Sid! Ugh, I was attacking a different one. Oh my god. Damn it, Sid. You know what's going on? He's rusty. He hasn't fought in a while. He just recently regained his memories after all, like... He needs to get back into the swing of things. He forgot what it's like to fight in an MMORPG. Oh, man. Okay, we seem to be okay now. I don't know what happened. I was trying to equip the gear and it didn't let me. Can you do it in the middle of the battle? The armor has gone into overdrive. If you value your life, stay out of its sights. Ah, that did the trick. Wow, that was tough. That was tough. Alright, Sid. Get your stuff together, man. You were messing up my crowd control. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. It's impossible for me to hate him, though. Just look at him. If an enemy is aggroed on, you can't change gear. So it's impossible. I can't change my gear. I'm gonna have that penalty, inevitably. Not wishing to look a gift chocobo in the beak. It does seem rather the worse for wear, doesn't it? Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course. But looking past that, I say she was structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. Eh? But aren't those things protected by thick armor plate? They are, yes. It's odd. The casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting till it's fixed. Not 1 week of sleep. You got that, Wedge? My goodness, they're gonna overwork themselves. Oh, that's a dang card chocobo. I heard that! A hall has been set aside for our use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Kaiden. I look kinda nice with this, though. I rock the outfit. The way my hair just goes through. I like it. That beautiful, beautiful purple. Look at the pair they make. They're the best. Oh my god! They're the best! That was so smooth. That was so good. Biggs and Wedge. Dynamic duo. Beautiful Magitech suit. You just gotta be fast. Oh, you gotta be extremely fast though. Hopefully I can do it on time on that scene after meeting Nymphilia when you said. We shall see. But let's fast travel immediately back so as to not aggro any nixes. There's a Biggs and Wedge in every Final Fantasy. I think you meant to say every Final Fantasy. Yeah. Are there though? I don't remember any Biggs and Wedge in every in the first Final Fantasy. I think that's Sid that you actually find in every Final Fantasy. Biggs and Wedge are a little bit more limited. It started to be a thing in Final Fantasy VII, but I may be mistaken. Even if they get retconned in, okay. That works for me. The same with Sid. I think the only Final Fantasy that didn't have Sid is the first one, and he got reconned back in. Sapphira, I can't join your party right now. I did see that you switched to Sapphira, Lurin. Didn't let me join the party for some reason. Hold on. The Magitech armor. Sid and the others took it inside. Go on in and join them. Yeah, we're gonna go to Sid's workshop anyway. Might not be able to do it because of that. They're in FF4 and 6, might be on 5 as well. Everyone passed that too. Okay. And yeah, as far as I know with Sid, he was only missing in the first one, but then later he was retconned in somehow, I think. Especially in the prequel, because there was a recent game that was a prequel to the first game. That was like amazing. Changing like the entire story, so to speak, the entire motivations of a character. We've now had time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct. She's structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. You needn't worry though. Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time at all. Give those two something to mend and they will think of naught else till the job's done. There's a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy. Or is it the privy? I keep getting it wrong. Hey, level 49! Just one more and it's that big milestone. You know what to do in the chat. You know what to do in the chat. The emotes and the command. There you are, Lurin. I knew you would get it. Remember, you also have the emotes. But we also have a new weapon, level 45. One more level until Flare. Is that the Black Mage skill I'm going to acquire? Okay, actually the weapon is not any different. And I'm not going to equip what I have right here because again, I need to stay in this outfit for now. Big boom! Ah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, I love those sorts of things, so that's what Flare is. I mean, I'm looking more forward to the upper clothing that I'm gonna get. I'm assuming I'm gonna get one to finally complete the Black Mage outfit. And then, of course, the storyline. The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be... Well, actually... hold on. How do I exit? I wanted to not accept this. Because I'm thinking this is a great point in which to end the stream right here. Yes, it's gonna be the full Black Mage armor. There we go, but I already kind of accepted the quest. Well, okay, let's read the dialogue just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I just don't want to miss the dialogue that Sid is about to say. The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the Machina servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty. Wedge has subsequently ascertained that the Magitech core which drives it is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in this Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Mordona, but all is not lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. The last filler type quest? Okay, then maybe we can stick around for a little bit longer to complete it before we end the story for today. Ah, okay, so that's gonna be the stopping point that Ducky was telling me. Okay, thank you for the heads up. As I believe the chief has already informed you, the Magitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castrum Sentry had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk arousing Imperial suspicion. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution to substitute the Magitech core with a Mammoth Heart. In case you don't know, a Mammoth Heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. What? To do what? That sounds amazing. By my reckoning, such a device should be more than capable of regulating the armor's servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some minor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for a first-rate Mammoth Heart with the Goldsmiths Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Olda and collect it. Oh, and to pay for it. Did I mention how much they cost? No? Well, they typically cost something in the order of I hope you don't mind footing the bill. It's for a good cause. I have 147,887 gil. Surely I can take it. So let's see where specifically it is in Olda, actually. Yeah, we can go right there to the Ethernet. Well, there's no other Ethernet I can teleport to in Olda, right? It's always only one per city. The other ones are the Ethernet shards, but you can't teleport to them directly. But I keep forgetting for a moment. The point is, I could have just used my return skill instead of using the map. But whatever, it's not a dent in my wallet either. But yeah, here I should use the Aetherite network. Yeah, I still have Limsa Lominsa. I still need to synchronize the Aetherite shards, Aetherite, sorry, in Limsa Lominsa. Because we did do Gritania yesterday. I have to keep remembering to do that. But yeah, in the Steps of Thal, on the Goldsmiths Guild, okay. Let's go by the Goldsmiths Guild. Well, it's safe to say that the next Final Fantasy XIV is gonna be very climactic. No matter what, no matter how we go about it. So I'm gonna do it like that. It's gonna be a guarantee. basically, that we are gonna complete ARR Reborn. Or at least the first ending of ARR Reborn. You aren't ready? Oh my god. I'm ready, damn it. I'm ready. I already saw a lot of deaths. I already saw, you know, Hydaelyn speak to me after gathering the 6 crystals, like the Chaos Emeralds, like the Infinity Stones, like the superstars, you know, like the 8 superstars that I have in that picture of mine that I like using a lot. You know, when I'm like with my arms raised and it's 8 stars of different colors around me. Somebody gave me the nickname Thanos recently when they looked at that picture. And it's not the first time somebody has compared me to Thanos. Only that I'm a more benevolent version of him. I mean, I'm not gonna wipe out half the population of the universe. I can assure you of that. Well, not intentionally at least. Hello there. Come to collect a mammoth heart, you say? Then you must be here on behalf of Garland Ironworks. I've taken the liberty of picking the finest example we have. A heart fit for a prince among mammoths. Payment? Oh, that won't be necessary. The heart is for Master Alphinaud's personal use after all. He notified us a short while ago that his manservant will be coming to collect it. I am the manservant now, apparently. I'll take that, that's okay. Yes, I'm here to serve my lord, Alphinaud. Tender in years though he may be, Master Alphinaud has been a benefactor of ours since my predecessor's time. The Goldsmiths Guild wouldn't dream of charging him. But here's the mammoth heart. May it serve you well. Oh, and please do pass on my compliments to your master. Of course, my lord will hear of it. I'm just gonna laugh at him for that. Well done, Alphinaud. I mean, he did what he had to get the price off. I could have afforded it, surely, unless it was 1 million or so. Yeah, what is a mammoth, by the way? Sounds like a mammoth. So I'm picturing this humongous thing, just like the Magitek armor itself, like a mammoth, you know? This big, big beast. But I imagine it's something mechanical, maybe? Anyway, let's teleport back over there. It's a puppet? But is it as big as a mammoth? Or is that just a similarity in the name and nothing more? Just because they sound similar doesn't mean they're similar, but I can't help but have that picture in my mind, right? Want to go in? It hardly needs saying, but try not to be seen. Huh, do I have to be that stealthy? Sapphira as the bodyguard. We have great security. We have Slaffborn, who we just spoke to, and Sapphira is right there too. Wonderful, wonderful. We are well guarded right here. Do you have the mammoth heart? I can't wait to see if it works. Where is Alphinaud, by the way? I need to speak to him. Hold on. Where is Alphinaud? I want to see if he says anything about that right now. Or if he's gonna say it maybe in a later scene or something, but... Where are you? Where are you, you rascal? Where are you? We need to talk. My lord? My lord? Okay, he has nothing to say. Later scene? Okay, but he will say something, so that's great. Yes, my lord. My master. He can be cheeky. I don't know. He may have done it just to be cheeky as well. I love him. Oh, he's one of my favorites already. And yeah, his sister. We haven't seen his sister in a while either. She's even more brash, more bold in the way she does and speaks. She does things and speaks, I mean. Hurrah! Thank you so much. Oh, but this is magnificent. It must have cost an emperor's ransom. Free of charge! Courtesy of Alphinaud! Coming from an influential family, it certainly has its advantages. But without further ado, let's give it a try. I've already modified the housing unit, so it should slot right in. By the way, when I raise my voice like that to a higher pitch, is the sound okay or does it clip out a little bit? Because again, I did all the tests with the microphone modifications I did recently, but you never know. It used to like clip out when I went into a very high pitch like that. And a gasp. Free car repair? Let's go. Yeah, that can get really expensive. There, she's ready. Magitech armor, engage. Or not. She just needs a loving tap, I'll wager. A loving tap. The way I reacted there. Ah, but he was right. There she is. She's sentient now, maybe. Yes! She's alive! Let's take her outside and put her through paces. Kaiden, would you care to do the honors? Aha, yes. I mean, taking this outside over here is gonna look very weird to the townsfolk that are living here, but yeah. It's alive! It's alive! Yeah. Hey, maybe that's a good idea for the Halloween stream. I may be participating in the VTuber event in somebody else's channel for Halloween, I have to say. But, depending on the time, or if it happens or not... Yeah, Frankenstein music. You know, I just realized that might be a good idea. Copyright-free old horror movies, maybe Nosferatu. I could even read the dialogue out loud, I guess, and we watch it along. You know, so it can be a watch-along in which I actually play the movie on the stream. We could do something like that, maybe. I don't know. Or some fan horror movie of some sort. Hop into the pilot seat. We'll begin as soon as you're ready. First, I'd like you to try climbing that tangle of crystals yonder, as far up as you can go, if you please. Oh, and if for some reason you need to dismount, simply come back here and we'll start again. Haha! Okay. Wow, and I really am driving the whole thing. This is a preview, Illurin. This is a preview of the Gundam, isn't it? This is so much fun. This is so much fun. Oh my gosh. Ah, Final Fantasy FFXIV, man. This is the fun part about it. What was I supposed to do? Go to the crystal mound. I am doing it wrong, aren't I? No, I heard crystal mound and I heard this. I thought it was this. Nice jump though. I mean, I took some damage, but yeah. You do get this mount. Oh, I am so gonna get this bad boy. I assume it's gonna be a faster version though. We didn't aggro that Nyx, right? But okay. Oh, this one. And we go up there. And you can fight in it, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We may find out the hard way. Well, actually, we may have to fight in this quest to test it out. But yeah, the Nyx didn't aggro. Well, actually, yeah, there you go. There you go, hold on. Sorry to get a little bit loud there. It just came to me. There you are, Dio. I thought it would be Magitech, but it was me, Dio. There he is. Oh, he's doing the same quest, that's why. No anomalous movements evident from either leg. Good. Next, jump back down and then sprint north, quick as you can. Okay. Sprinting. Okay, I thought this might be a different button for sprinting, but no. No. There's no sprinting being done. But yeah, the plural for Nyx is not Nyxes, it's just Nyx. Like fish. I think that is it. Like Jedi, like Sith. Oh yeah, I see you, Glandalius. I see you showing off. Shakir! Zack! What's up, Jetpack Ninja? Zack here. Give me a second. And our swords will be stained by their blood. By their blood. Well. We have an invasion from another dimension, from the Zakir dimension. Thank you so much, Zakir. for bringing in the raid. It's our second raid for today. I will say I'm about to finish some quests, and with that I will finish the live stream. You're kind of hitting me a bit close to the end, but I appreciate the raid nonetheless. Welcome Sakir, welcome Jetpack Ninja, welcome Kiba, glad to see you. Welcome Raiders, I am the multi-dimensional Tajigen Kaiden, a sentient star cluster in VTuber idol form for your entertainment. What were you playing, Sakir? Let me give you a shout out. Was it Final Fantasy XI? Ah, Minecraft, okay. And you play 14 as well? Okay, yeah. Because it's getting a bit late for me. And we're about to reach a turning point in the story, so it's a perfect time to pause the story for now. And on my next FF14 stream, we're gonna reach the climactic point, the end of ARR Reborn, I believe. Oh yeah, FF11 and 14. Yeah, I know you through Amiku Noah, so I know. Yeah, exactly, Kiba. So that's why. So it's good to have you. It's good to have you. But right now we are testing this out. Oh, I have to unmount? Zakir, there you are. You are now a superstar. Thank you for that follow. Let's try that again, shall we? Hop back in, Kaiden. If you have played 14 to a certain point before, you may recognize where I am. And so, yeah, I am at that point in the story. I'm a new player to Final Fantasy 14. Well, not that new anymore. Actually, what is the playtime command? Total playtime so far is 2 days, 17 hours, 43 minutes. So at least I have exceeded the 48-hour mark. 48 plus 17 is 40, 50. Is it 65? 48 plus 17, I think is 65, right? Let me take my calculator. So 65 hours and 44 minutes maybe now. Yeah, we might reach the 66 hours. Oh, nice number by the end of this. So there you go. I'm a new player with 66 hours in the game. Let's round it up. Pile of the Magic Dirt armor north of the Crystal Mound. Okay. Gotta pump those numbers up. Oh, hell yeah. This is a long journey. I'm gonna continue. I'm right now focusing on main scenario quests, but I do want to do all the other side quests as well. And well, Black Mage quests I will do as well as I go along this. I am 1 level away from level 50. That will be my next Black Mage quest, the class I'm currently playing as. And well, also the main story that peaks at level 50 here in Vanilla, if you will. You have 15 days and 13 hours on Sapphira. Torumi probably has tripled that? Oh yeah, check your playtime. Come in and flex in the chat and see who's more of an OG than others. Because there's some players that have been here that I know, that Allurin knows, who are OGs. I believe Fahrenheit is one of those players. Fahrenheit Tepish, somebody we know here through Allurin's guild. And he's been here since before 2.0, since before ARR Reborn, if I'm not mistaken. You are an OG as well, Zach, so you're gonna have big numbers probably. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean you have high numbers, but you know, because you could have just been like away from the game for a long time and then you returned, but you never know. There you are, Sapphira, guarding me. Thank you for the protection. Lake joins absorbing all impact without incident. Excellent. Please make your way back, Kaiden. You do take long breaks occasionally? Same here. I was recently also streaming a game called LOTRO, which stands for Lord of the Rings Online. And well, I'm kinda away from the game right now because I had to prioritize this game. I just knew this was gonna happen when I play FF14, so yeah. It's unfortunate, but I think I gotta focus mostly on one MMORPG at a time, because I used to be spread out too thin over many of them. As fun as the experience was in all of them. Here we are. Here we are in FF14. The torso remains stable during vigorous motion. Excellent. And that concludes our test. Thank you for your cooperation. That's it? I thought we were gonna fight. Here's a summary of my findings. The drivetrain is in sound condition. With some fine-tuning, we can expect a noticeable improvement in performance. As for the servo mechanism, I'm afraid it's not nearly as responsive as it should be, and I'm at a loss to explain why. The mammoth heart is in pristine condition and should be installed correctly. Perhaps its inner workings are simply too different to operate harmoniously with the armor's other mechanisms? Whereas Magitech cores serve only to conduct impulses, mammoth hearts enable automata to process the information collected by their sensors as feelings! Maybe she just doesn't feel like part of the team, in which case we should all do our best to make her feel welcome. Yes, of course, let me cheer you on first. Your playtime on 14, by the way? Oh, and it did the ellipsis. Huh, because it was the wrong emote? Interesting. I'll cheer you on. Actually, I haven't drunk any tea. Let's drink some tea right now. Well, let's drink some chamomile. Because it's a little bit late for me to be drinking caffeine. I'll take some chamomile tisane. Technically not a tea, but you could say that. And it responds. But your time, 277 days, 11 hours, and 39 minutes. Let me calculate that in terms of hours. Does it reach the thousands, actually? Hold on. Oh my god, yeah. 6,648 hours plus the other 11. So that's gonna be plus 11, 6,659 hours is your count, Zach. And that's one character. Do you have any other characters, or did you add up all your characters on that? Because you only check your playtime on one character, right? And thank you, Kiba, for the posture check. That's your main character. Yeah, so if you have others, it's even more than that. I don't think there's any game that I've ever played that comes close to that. Maybe the original Animal Crossing, but I have no way to know because you can't track that on either a GameCube or a Wii. The other one that maybe comes close to that is 800 plus hours with Civilization 5. And look at the difference. I mean, 800 plus, 6,000 plus. I mean, come on. Very far away. I don't know how much I have in Lotro. I would have to take a look. Because I can't track it either. ESO I do have on Steam, and I think I have over 400 on that one, or 300? Or maybe 500? I don't remember. I do have alts, but I don't have nearly that much time on those. But it does add up. And for you on Torumi, 133 days, 22 hours, and 44 minutes on Torumi. More than you thought. Let me take out the calculator again. 123 times 24. Okay. 3,192 plus 22. 3,214 hours. For you, Ducky, 1,534 and 30 minutes and counting. Ah. Great flexes, you absolute OGs, you absolute maniacs. If you're not an OG, you at least are a Final Fantasy maniac, and for that you are welcome. In this maniac land that is the Tajian Temple. Welcome, everyone. For Adventure Quest 3D, you have 354 hours? You mean you, Kiba? Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna open Steam for a moment, and I'm gonna check out the hours I have in AQ3D. No, yeah, I have a lot of them too. Oh, you can check, because you have me on your friends list. Right. Yeah, 354.2. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you for checking that. For ESO, it's 488.1 for Elder Scrolls Online. Yeah, because I don't have Final Fantasy 14 on Steam. So I would have to calculate only with the playtime feature, adding it up. Oh, and think I have as much, if not more, playtime in FF11. Yeah, if somebody has been playing continuously since 2002, imagine how much playtime they have. Started 2 weeks before 5.3 came out, when the major FF14 free trial update happened. Nice. Okay, but we are gonna get back to the game now. You know, I said you were catching me near the end of the stream, but sometimes we take a little bit longer because we pause the gameplay for conversations like this. Ooh, Kiba, you have 2,699.2 hours in AQ3D. Nice number. No, seriously, nice number. Let's round it up to 2,700 soon. Indeed. But it's until we end these quests that are right before we do the big raid on the Imperial prison, or whatever it's called. Castrus Centrim? I forget the name, but yeah. Welcome, my friend, to the Superstar Squad. You are a member. You're a homie. Click. Aha. It's the sentience. It's the sentience. What a different situation this is. Your most hours are still in Ark Survival Evolved. I had no idea you played that, much less to this degree, Elurin. 4,328 hours. 4,500 hours in Terraria, Ducky. Minecraft is infinite. Oh, this is why. This is why I can't play the game. It's gonna suck me in. Worse than this one. Worse than Final Fantasy XIV, maybe. Oh my god. Okay, we're about to have another duty. This is level 50, but this is gonna be the battle with the Magitech, right? Yosh! Tatakai no toki da. Ikuzo. Well, it is time for battle. It's been fun watching your playtimes, by the way. Great topic of conversation. Daft as it felt, I gave it my best. I welcomed myself to a bloody standstill. What were you expecting it to do anyway? Bob was a curtsy? The click was good enough. What is about to happen, though? I think it's time to test its combat features. No doubt you're wondering why the servo mechanism is so important as to warrant this silliness. Without it, the pilot would be required to control the armor's every movement manually. This would be an onerous task at the best of times and wholly impractical during battle. Using a Mamet heart in place of the worn Magitek core seemed a promising solution. Alas, the device does not appear to be compatible with Garlean technology. I'm not sure about that. Oh, Zach, take it easy. Yeah, have a good night. Again, thank you so much for the raid and for hanging out for a little bit, but you get the sleep you need since you have work in 4 hours, alright? Sleep well and golden dreams, platinum dreams. Which? Are there no other ways we might demonstrate our appreciation to our friend here? I'm at my wit's end, Chief. She just doesn't seem convinced. We could try a little dance, perhaps, or cheer our heads off. I did try the cheer emote. It didn't seem to work. Imperials, then come for the armor! Oh. Damn it! They have us cornered! If they know the armor has been taken, we're not gonna be able to infiltrate the outpost. There's the Reaper. Yosh, tatakai no toki da. Kakatte koi. Taken by the traitor Garland. And is that the Icon Slayer? Oh, bollocks. I should have changed my outfit, actually. Call for reinforcements. Uh-oh. I thought it was gonna be the smoke signal, but okay. Wait. The hells you will. What is Sid gonna do? Oh, what is he gonna do? Dude. Oh, he jammed the signal. I thought he was gonna blow up the crystal or something. We've located the stolen Reaper, requesting immediate assistance. Respond! Respond! It's no use, sir. There's some sort of interference. Star Trek level jamming. Curse you, Garland! This one recognizes Sid, though. No matter. If we can't reclaim it, destroy it! We're gonna have to prevent the armor from getting destroyed. Look at that! Oh my gosh. Bloody hells. Kaiden, protect the armor at all costs. Drill mecha. Oh man. Okay. Let me see if I can equip the armor as soon as possible. Ah! Hold on, hold on. Recommended gear, recommended gear. Had I known? Oh man, I was not fast enough. You have to be faster than Sonic the Hedgehog for that. My god. But I think she's gonna come around when we see how much we're defending her. At least it's very difficult to damage. I'm gonna have to be a tank for this. So hopefully it's okay. Allow me to use Mana Word for this. Ah! Keep them away from Maggie! Maggie, that is such a cute name for it. This is gonna be so difficult though. The problem is that I'm a black mage, which means that I have to avoid attacks by moving. And when I move, I'm not able to attack them that much. Oh, that's not good. 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 You bastard! Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. I'm gonna have to take that hit. That was a bit more than I would have liked, but let's take down the Vanguard first. I think we have to take down the Vanguard first. Nobody expects this fight is going to happen. You're right. No! Don't damage it! No! Oh, man! Like, that deals a huge blow right there. It's awful. Lay all your love on me. It's me you want to be concerned about, Sunshine, so damage me instead. Oh, gosh, this is awful. This is not going well. So they have the spy armor on, yeah. Okay, that did not deal as much damage as I expected. They're on their own, we can take them, says Biggs. Yeah, Sid continues to take on this one. Is this thing immune to it? To the sleep effect? It is not immune to the... Okay, yeah, it is immune. Never mind. Oh, you bastard! Die! Do not harm Maggie! You... Oh no, she's taking damage! Don't worry about her. So yeah, I gotta take this damage because it's best if I don't move. So that I'm able to... Now he's gonna damage Sid. Or sorry, it is going to damage Sid. Oh my gosh. But there I can move peacefully, that's okay. Wow, okay, yeah. That was not as difficult as I thought, but I think it was because I really concentrated on it. That could have been way worse. Does this prove black mages are actually tanks? Sid helped me too, so I don't know about that. There she is. She is now grateful, truly. Oh my god, look at her. Look at her. With her sentience. I love it. Just like the stars, we are sentient, you know? So, remember when you stare into the stars, they stare back at you. And this is a similar case. Chief, look! She moved! Ah, now she deigns to grace us with her presence. It took us a good while, but we're finally ready. It's time to infiltrate Costume Sentry and rescue our comrades. Respond now before I destroy you? No, it's okay. It's all friendly here, Kiba. We are friends with her now. There, the finishing touch. She's your buddy now. Maggie, yay! I love it. Oh, look at that. Is that a mark they left on her, or... That's so cute if that is the case. That is lovely. Maggie, you are the best. The Ironworks logo. I see. Welcome, Maggie, to the Ironworks Guild, to the Superstar Squad, to the Tajigen Temple, to the multi-dimensional monastery. We have a lot of names. After all, we are multi-dimensional, right? The servo mechanism is now fully functional, and all it took was a simple fight to the death. Remind me not to install a mammoth heart aboard the Enterprise, would you? Much as I love her, I would rather not be required to profess it before boarding. But enough of that. Let us see to our final preparations. Thanks to Biggs and Wedge, the Reaper is as good as new. We're as prepared as we're like to get. I think we need more preparation. I think we will need a little bit more preparation, but yeah. Sid, you will have to allow me to prepare a little bit. That, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, superstars, supernovas, maniacs, Tajigen travelers, is a great point in which to pause our Final Fantasy XIV story for today. What a fantastic week it's been. A triple threat of Hi-Res Studios, great fun and Smite, Ram Royale Reforged, Paladins, unexpected fun in those games. Paladins was so good, like... Paladins and Smite left me with a really good impression. Well, with Paladins it wasn't technically the first time I checked it out, but the games we had in all those 3 games, my god, they were insane. Insane. Hopefully I'll have the time to clip some of them. I know that some of them were clipped by Ducky for Ram Royale, but also for Paladins and Smite. There are some things that are worth clipping. And then a double dose of Final Fantasy XIV with D&D in between earlier today. It's been a very busy week with live streams. Now, next week, I really want to focus on really returning to great form in other content on the other platforms. So I may actually have 3 streams next week. And it might actually be good to save the Final Fantasy stream for Friday, to make the climax be on Final Fantasy Friday, you know? On a Final Fantasy Friday. September 30, right? The final Friday of September. The final day of September, the finale of ARR Reborn. I think that's very fitting. I think that's very fitting. So we can have maybe a 3-day stream week from Thursday to Saturday, or we do things a little bit differently. Perhaps. But yeah, let's see who we can raid now for the invasion from another dimension. It's gonna be big though, so anybody who wants to join me for dungeons is very welcome. I think I will also have this at around evening, afternoon in American time zones. So I can get, maybe get more people to join. And I'm considering moving to that time slot anyway. Potentially. So let's see who is live right now that would be worth raiding right now. Somebody I've never raided before, or somebody I haven't raided in a while, because I don't see any of my usual raid targets. Which is fine, it's fine too. I know who we're gonna raid. A fellow VTuber who is looking a little bit purple. Was he always this purple? Maybe that's why I liked him too in the first place. But yeah, he's only been live for 47 minutes, so I think it should be a good timing. I forget that I need to check how long they've been live, because then we could catch them right as they're ending, which has happened before. But we are going to raid Professor Tetsuo, who is exactly as it sounds like, a professor, a magical professor with his academy and everything, and he has very sparkly, purple, starry vibes, which of course is what I'm all about too. So I think you are going to find somebody with a similar vibe to me. So well, Maniacs, it's been a very fun week. Thank you so much for a fantastic week of streams, for everybody with the raids and any type of support you provided in any way today. It was wonderful. Final Fantasy XIV should be this much fun every single time. Well, with that, I wish you a great rest of your weekend. Shine on like the superstars you are, and whatever way I see you next, I shall see you round.